Okay, hello everyone. I took Chappie out because, well, he was going crazy. So he's joining us today. But anyway, today I'm going to be playing Belle Automata. You are very noisy. What is going on? Should I turn the lights on? Let me turn the lights on. Be right back, guys. There you go, now you can see your friends. Happy? Oh my god. Birds make me laugh. Anyway, so this is what we're playing. I can't remember what happened last time, where we left off and stuff, so this should be interesting. March 30th. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Just gonna wait for a couple of people to turn up. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. I'm glad you're able to come along. It makes me happy when at least one person turns up because I'm always worried, like, no one's gonna turn up. Let me know if the volume is okay. Just trying to make sure. Maybe a bit lower? I don't know. Okay, I'm glad you're quiet now because you wouldn't stop making noise. Oh dear me. Oh, looks like I've got a few more viewers. I really don't know whether to get the what you call it? What's in English? Charade Maniacs? Limited edition, I guess? Or day one edition. I'm curious what the bracelet's gonna look like, you know? Also, I've discovered something today. I've discovered that Darjeeling tea tastes like hojicha or hoji tea, I guess, in English. Which is really weird because they're two completely different things. Hi, Sakurado! Welcome! Yeah, I got Chappie out today. He was being a pain. Basically, I'm sure you understand. And he's getting angry with my teacup. Oh my god, I heard you hissing there. Anyway, I'm gonna start the game already since I've got a couple of people here. Rude! As I stand alone in the garden, the silence is palpable. I haven't talked to Quentis today, mainly because Roman's over and they tend to spend time together in his room. I should be excited for our rendezvous, and I am, but all I can think about is our disagreement. I lean my hand against my face, thinking of how in the world I can reconcile our two sides.
Is it so wrong to be a machine?
It's just that society and my parents have both turned their backs on me. I don't know, I just think it's a little too late to say there's nothing wrong with me. For a moment, I feel genuine anger as it dawns on me. I'd been rejected by my master's family, but I never imagined that humans could reject each other so thoroughly as well. I take a deep breath to calm myself.
It's okay.
There's the sound of the door behind me opening. I look over my shoulder to see a face that always cheers me up. I smile slightly.
Roman.
So lackluster today. Did I come in at a bad time?
Okay, time to put the earphone in the other ear so that I don't hear him screeching in my ear. I know, right? Sakura, they think they're being scary, but it's like you're really not. Oh, bless you. Makes me laugh. I shake my head.
Quintus and I had a disagreement, so I'm just trying to clear my head.
Oh?
He pulls out a chair beside me to sit down beside me.
What about?
He told me about re-life, and he told me that they found a way to give him a second chance at having a human body.
Roman grimaces for a brief moment.
Oh, I see.
I wince, well aware of how Roman feels about his parents.
And basically... okay, I'm a machine.
Right.
And Quintus is a man, but he is also a machine. I love those two sides of him, but he does not. I want him to love himself and not feel pressure to change, but he doesn't feel the same way. He's told me that becoming a machine caused him to lose everything. I feel sad for him, but I can't help but worry that he's better off without people who would drop him without another thought.
I see. So she's like, oh, well, he's like, oh, I don't want to be a machine because of I want to be fully human. And she's like, but I'm a machine. Does that mean you don't want to be someone like me? I guess it's their first, what you call it, argument.
Am I wrong?
Roman looks pensive.
I don't think you're wrong.
He rubs his neck, slightly awkward.
I don't think he's wrong either.
Also, do let me know if the game music is too loud or too low, or I'm speaking too loud or whatever. I'm fully reliant on you guys.
Self-love is important, as is being comfortable with who you are. That said, bodily autonomy is just as significant. You gotta keep in mind that Quintus didn't become a cyborg by choice.
That's true, it wasn't his choice.
If real life did perfect the science, he would be choosing what to do with his own body for the first time. It may not be a decision we agree with, but all we can do is support him in his decisions and hope that he makes the choice we're hoping for.
Aren't you afraid to lose him?
He looks away, then down.
Of course I am, but I'm just as helpless as you when it comes to Quintus doing as he likes. When the time comes, and trust me, it will, I'm going to support him no matter what. I hope you can do the same.
I nod slowly.
I will try my best. May I ask another question, though?
Shoot.
He mentioned that he'd become the heir if he went through with that experimental surgery.
Ah, that. I know what you're going to ask. Why aren't I the heir?
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I smile worriedly.
Precisely.
2 reasons. A, I hate my parents, and B, I don't want to. Simple enough?
I guess that is pretty simple, but I'm really curious about the relationship between Roman and his parents, though. I'm like,
Can I ask why not?
You can, but I don't plan on answering.
Roman choosing that exact moment to be frustrating? How on brand of him. Seeing my annoyed expression, Roman grins at me.
Now, on to something lighter.
I look at Roman quizzically, not quite sure where he's going with this.
I heard you had a date with my brother. Are you excited?
Oh. A date? I do a quick internet search only to come up with a standard definition. Date, noun, a social or romantic appointment or engagement. Social or romantic, huh? I wonder which of the two it is, and I'm strangely pleased at the idea that it may not be social. Oh, she's so cute. We spend enough time socializing together that I feel warm at the idea of spending virtual alone time with Quintus for a different purpose. Confusion immediately follows. Why am I so pleased at the idea of romantic time with Quintus? Could it be that I...
You alright there?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Sorry. Just distracted.
Thinking about my brother?
I decide then to be straightforward.
I am, yes.
I look down at my hands.
In all honesty, I don't know what will happen with Quintus, but if the thoughts I've been having recently are what I think they are, then I am looking forward to my date with him.
Good for you.
He puts a hand under his chin in thought.
He seems happier around you. Don't break his heart now.
The latter sentence seems more like a warning than a kindness, so I nod formally in reply.
I don't think I know how to.
Good.
He places a hand on my shoulder.
Hang in there. I can tell he's opening up bit by bit. And it's all thanks to you.
Thank you for trusting me, Roman.
No problem.
I tilt my head curiously.
May I ask you a question?
Shoot.
Why did you choose me?
There are other androids here who he could have chosen to befriend Quintus, but he chose me. Roman thinks for a moment, rubbing his neck with a single hand. He takes his time replying, just like his younger brother. Finally, when he speaks, he has a cheeky grin.
I had a hunch. That's all.
I can't tell if he's serious or not, but he doesn't give me a chance to ask.
Alright, little lady. I've got to get to work now. Be safe, alright?
I offer him a shy thumbs up as he starts to move towards the exit.
And remember, don't break my brother's heart.
I give my quiet reply to the now empty garden.
I won't, Roman. I promise.
I lie in my bed, battery full and mind racing. I can do as I like with my own body. His words are right and I can't fault him. It's not like I don't want him to be happy. It's the opposite, in fact. I want him to be happy with himself, to love himself.
Am I imposing my view too much?
We can't go back. We can only move forward.
Right?
I decide to hold such thoughts in. In the end, Roman is right. All I can do is support Quintus in his decision. If he chooses not to be a machine anymore, it doesn't mean he thinks machines are inferior, right? I nod to myself slowly. Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's me who needs to view things differently after all. Roman's entrusted me with Quintus's heart. I refuse to break that trust. No matter what. Do we get to see the date soon? I'm looking forward to the date. What about you, champs? He's like, go away. I'm in my workshop, hard at work on Quintus's tapestry when I pause to take a break. Quintus is quiet above me as I work. What are you doing, buddy? What trouble are you planning on causing? What are you trying to bite? You good? Okay. Neither of us break the silence that lies between us. Soft but heavy, I break it as best I can considering both of us are tiptoeing around each other.
Alright, I'm at a good stopping point. How are you up there?
I'm fine so far. I'm actually feeling a little restless today, but not quite sure why.
I smile tentatively.
Did you sleep well last night?
I did, yes. What about you? Did you rest well?
Chappie wants to see the day. If anything, he'd sabotage it. I get up to stretch my joints, the metal in my knees locking into an upward position. Hi Hika, welcome to the stream.
I didn't need to charge. I still have 88% battery, so I should be good for the next few days or so.
I see.
And there it is again, that soft, unreachable silence. I open my drawers to grab my drawing tablet.
What are you going to do now?
I smile sheepishly.
I wanted to keep it a secret from you, but I talked to Roman about your idea, and he was just as supportive about me opening a shop as you were. Technically, I should be working on my shop's inventory, but honestly, I've been kind of, well, struggling.
I see. It seems like it'd be difficult.
I've been thinking that I want to get out of the box of tapestries. They're all I know, so I've been doodling some cute clothing.
Clothing?
Yes, I didn't tell you, but whenever I ran errands for my master, I would always look at the colorful pieces that humans wear. It might surprise you to know this, but I've never worn anything aside from this dress, actually.
She's so cute. I love her as a main character.
I was wearing it from the day I was booted up, and I've only ever had it replaced once. But to wear something different every day seems like such a treat.
I love seeing different clothes on her. That would be adorable.
Well, if you love clothes so much, why don't you design them?
I sputter for a moment.
Me? Design clothing? I mean, I couldn't.
Why not? You love clothing, and you just said you've been sketching ideas instead of coming up with new inventory. Why not just make that your inventory?
Hey, Kennedy, welcome. Better late than never, as they say. I want to protest, but something tells me not to. Instead, I slowly open the drawers and pull out the sketchbooks I've been using, and Tappy, I can see you. I can see you. Where are you going? I have a feeling I know where you plan on going. Oh, okay, yeah. Good. Yeah, I was pretty sure he's eyeing up the wires connecting to my microphone. Oh, dear me. I want to protest, but something tells me not to. Instead, I slowly open the drawers and pull out the sketchbooks I've been using. These as real outfits? I flip through the pages.
It's just...
Could I make this?
I've never made clothing before. Mended clothing, yes, but making it of my own originality? Never.
You're talented, Arev. And just because you've never tried something doesn't mean you can't. A part of being human is being able to learn and adapt.
Oh, which reminds me, let me put that on live chat. There we go. But I'm not human. I'm silent as the thought weighs on my shoulders.
Quintus, I'm not human.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Sorry. I know you don't have to be human to do that. I just meant that you can learn and adapt too. Forget I said the human bit.
Machines can't feel, Dreamweaver. They don't think, they don't emote, and they certainly can't create of their own originality. As if he knows what I'm thinking, Quintus sighs.
I really put my foot in my mouth this time, didn't I?
I don't reply, which is an answer in itself.
Look, Arev, I believe in you. Not because you're sentient or because you're good at weaving. Not because I think you're like a human being. And honestly, if I made you feel that way, then I can only say how sorry I am and, well, how much I like you as you are.
I'm glad to be accepted, but I can only feel haunted. Oh, whoa, buddy. I knew you were going to go there at some point. I'm glad to be accepted, but I can only feel haunted by the fact that I know he doesn't love himself as a cyborg.
What are you thinking about?
Nothing.
Come on, I know you better than that.
I open my mouth, then close it.
I was just thinking. Thank you for listening to me. I am happy that you accept me.
Of course. Pep talks are essential, I think. Even I need them from time to time.
It's partially a lie, partially the truth. In actuality, I didn't realize I needed one, but I definitely did. Sensing that I'm not quite done, he prompts me again.
What else?
I was similarly hoping that one day you would find peace in who you are, rather than trying to change. I know you have the right to choose how you look, and I don't want you to think that I don't support you. I just want you to know that if you change yourself, I hope it's for you, and not for your parents' approval. Or even to become heir, unless that's what you really want to do.
I don't tell him what I'm really thinking about his parents and society.
I see. Thank you for your honesty.
That doesn't really tell me what he's thinking, but I let it go. I should be grateful that he listened to my perspective at all. Besides, I admit that's something I do like about Quintus. He always considers what I have to say and responds in his own time. I would work at the loom all day if it meant I could talk to him for the same amount of time. The distracting thought surprises me, but in imitation of my master, I clap my hands over my cheeks, slapping them. Oh, a little, like, face of, if I'm even making sense. Come on, Orav, concentrate. I can feel my face tingling from the slap. Welcome, Rose Lover! I've just been, like, non-stop complimenting Orav, basically. I think the issue I have with this guy's route is that you rarely get to see him, which makes sense given the story, but it's a little bit sad because, you know, you don't get to really... Like, you hear him, but you don't get to see him as much.
Anyway, I'll have upload my sketches to our virtual space so you can see them.
Got it. I'll meet you there.
When I enter our virtual space, to my surprise, the location is exactly the same. As if reading the question on my mind, Quentis speaks.
I never get to see you work with my eyes. This is the closest thing I could get to you, so I
Oh
chose it.
goodness, this is weird. It's like all fuzzy. And I know, Rose Lover. I know. Why are you so chatty today? You've been screeching all day long. It's not food, it's not water, it's not lack of light. Are you hormonal? Right? It is so like I want to see couple CGs. They're the cute ones. Somehow I feel an ache deep in my chest. I'm not sure why, but my heart core warms up unexpectedly in the real world. I put my hand over my heart in confusion.
Are you alright, Aura?
I'm fine. Sorry.
I shoot him a reassuring smile as I drop my hand. I'm feeling grateful to see even a piece of him as virtual Quentis approaches me.
So, I'm excited to see what you've got.
I'm excited to show him, but a part of me wonders why my engine started to move so quickly. Are you alright? I should call for a diagnostic. Bless her, she's starting to like him. But later, for now, I want to enjoy my time with Quentis as best as I can. I'm drawing steadily in the living room, designing merchandise for my shop when I hear footsteps approaching me. When I look up, Diego is there. He takes a seat beside me.
Hey, Diego?
I like Diego, he's so cute.
Hi, I've come to bother you.
Well, I'm sorry to say it, but you're failing.
Diego cups his chin in his hand, leaning against the table as he watches me draw.
Oh, am I really?
Yep. After all, it's hard to bother a friend, isn't it?
Diego shoots me his sunshine grin.
Thanks for helping me brainstorm gifts. Quentis loved what I made for him.
I don't mention that I accidentally made him something romantic, or that as the days pass, I'm more and more comfortable with the idea of it being interpreted that way.
Yes, we were discussing it earlier, Victor and I. Are you in love with him?
Oh goodness, he really does ask straightforward, doesn't he? Oh, hi Fancy, welcome. Yeah, you don't. What's happened so far is she's feeling uncomfortable about the fact that Quentin wants to turn into a human again because it makes her feel like maybe she's not good enough as like an android, and yeah, they're gonna go on a date apparently. My eyes widen. He's so direct.
I certainly like him as a person, but
I look up from my tablet.
I don't think Quentis would lower himself.
Diego looks at me in worry.
Lower himself?
I take a deep breath.
Humans look down on machines. Even if I were to fall in love with him, which I haven't, I'm not sure he would have me.
Which I haven't. Yeah, so main character is a full-on android, while Quentin is a cyborg, so he's like part machine. But his parents are like, oh, we can use this new method to turn you back into a human, after which we can then, give you, like, put you down as our heir in the will. So that's kind of like the situation.
Oh? What makes you feel that way? You're a kind android, and the two of you spend so much time together. I wouldn't be surprised if something blossomed between the two of you.
That would be nice. The thought surprises me, but I tried to stay focused on the honest truth.
We spoke, and Quentis would rather face death than be a cyborg forever.
He said that?
I shrug as if to say more or less. Diego nods in an understanding.
I see. I guess it's hopeless then.
I know, right? It's kind of cute. Like, she doesn't understand it. It's like in those shoujo mangas when the main character goes, oh, what is this feeling? Which I've never understood personally, because I've always just like instinctively known what it feels like to have a crush on someone. So I've never experienced this "what is this feeling" stuff that appears in shoujo manga all the time. I don't know if I'm like the odd one out, but
You two don't understand anything.
Zaffa slides down the banister to the first floor to join us. We both look at him curiously.
You were both commissioned into your bodies. You don't know what it's like to change forms against your will and have to adjust to those new circumstances for better or for worse. If I could have my virtual life back and the process was dangerous, I'd still do it, because that original form is how I view myself. Maybe it has nothing to do with his relationships, and everything to do with how he views himself.
Zappa's words make sense, but
I don't know. This procedure he mentioned. It's so dangerous. If he were to die, something were to happen to him. I couldn't handle it. Not again. Humans are so painfully fragile.
Maybe you can tell him that. I'm sure he'd love to hear it, Bluebird.
Or else it could crash and burn and more or less blow up in your face.
Gee, thanks for your constant optimism, Diego.
his too honest reply makes me smile though. I don't mention that ever since I've imagined being in love with Quentis, there is this, you are one little noisemaker, my goodness me. Normally you're a bit more quiet, I don't know what's got into you. Okay, anyway. I don't mention that ever since I've imagined being in love with Quentis, there is a small part of me that is starting to feel as though any day we do not speak to each other feels like a day wasted. A part of me that is growing by the day. The doors slide open to all of our mutual surprise.
Oh, look who's joined the party.
Victor ignores Zaffa, instead turning toward me stiffly.
All right. Are you busy?
Time to switch earphones. And I do think I knew when I felt some way for someone, but it was very tiny crushes. But I think I've asked myself a lot more time, but is what I'm feeling romantic with. Ah, interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Like, because I've always wondered, you know. There's a small part of me that's enthralled by the current role reversal, but I bury my smile and look at Victor.
A little, yes. What's wrong?
Instead of replying outright, Victor hands me a small card. I tear it open, not exactly ignorant to the interest in Diego and Zafra's eyes. I guess he wants to keep it private? Emergency plan for rainy weather. In Victor's careful handwriting is a small set of instructions for what to do during the rain. I skim through most of the note until a line sticks out to me. The young master tends to get very lonely during this sort of weather. If this happens, summon Arav to the Nightmare Prince's room for comfort. He wants me to help him? My eyes widen as I remember Victor's cold words from when I first came. But I've never been, what is this? Oh, dear me.
If it were my choice, I wouldn't leave the mental welfare of the young master to a stranger. But I am not as foolhardy as Master Roman.
Oh my gosh, it's been so many years since I watched Wicked that I can't remember like any of the songs apart from... There was one that I really liked, I can't remember. It was when she goes all funny. Like she goes mental. I can't... Exactly, I would think if I'm actually in love or not, so I guess it could be translated as what exactly is this feeling. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean, like what exactly? Watching things in romance, I know how it was supposed to be. Yeah, maybe. I'm just looking back, like I always knew when I had a crush on someone, like there was no questions there. It was always, oh my gosh, I like him! And then in a couple of weeks' time, it was like, oh, I like this other guy now. This is during primary school, by the way. Hence why probably, like, the switching. And then it was, oh, my two friends like this boy in a week's time. I like him too. Oh, so funny looking back at it. Does that mean that he trusts me?
Thank you for letting me know, Victor.
Oh, it is too. You should watch it. It's fun. Like in theater.
Okay, let me just put my books away.
We can do that for you.
We?
I laugh, pressing Victor by to meet up with Quintus. When I arrive at Quintus's door, the standard red lights beam from its panels. Somehow it feels like a warning sign.
Quintus, are you alright? I haven't heard from you today.
There's no reply. I touch the door lightly, resting my forehead against it as worry begins to squeeze at my heart core. Now it's like, oh, you like it? Oh my god, there was this one time during secondary school that I just ended up liking the guy that my friend had. Bearing in mind, by dated, I mean like she went on one date. And it just turned into, I didn't date him, but I asked my friend if she would mind, and she went like mental. And it was just like a whole, I mean, we look back and laugh at it now, but like, it's ridiculous. We're like 13 or 14 at the time. We say, would you change crushes like you changed shirt? Yeah, that was pretty much how it was in primary school, by the way. I wasn't that fickle. I think during like middle school / high school times, I was confused. Like, I probably didn't know the difference between liking the fact that someone liked me and actually having a crush on them. I think I got the two confused because more often than not, when someone liked me and then we ended up starting to date, I stopped liking them. After like a month, I just wouldn't be into the person anymore. It was just, it's really weird. And usually it's not even like I'm gradually not into him. It's like, oh, I'm not into him now. Oh shoot, I need to break up. Like, I know that sounds really bad, especially given I'm the one that tends to do the asking out. But like, I guess it's just how my brain was wired when I was a kid. Like, I was too immature for that stuff. What about loathing where they are finding each other? I touch the door lightly, resting my forehead against it as worry begins to squeeze at my heart core.
I don't know what's wrong, but you're free to talk to me anytime, you know?
At the sound of worrying silence, I take a step back. Despite what Victor may think, I can't exactly force him to talk. It, like, honestly, Fancy, I genuinely think it's just immaturity. Like, I just like the fact that they like me, and I like that sort of, well, even in otome games, as you know, I enjoy the bit before they get together, and once they get together, I'm like, this is boring. I don't know why. It's so weird. And I honestly think, like, part of me is like, oh my gosh, I've been with my current boyfriend for like almost 10 years now, and I'm like amazed that it's been that way and probably will forever be this way. And in my mind, I'm like, is it because it took so much effort to get with him? Like, is that why? No, I think he's just a genuinely good guy. That's why he's a keeper.
I'll leave you alone then. Quintus?
Oh, I love that little noise that it makes when he appears. I turn back towards the door. There isn't a chime, but I hear his voice.
I got another message from my parents.
His voice is unusually quiet, even resentful.
What did they say?
They confirmed to me what I've known all along. They'd rather see me dead than alive as a monster in a metal case.
Oh my god. I gape at the door.
Did they say that to you?
They may as well have.
Oh, that's so sad. I don't know which one to go for. Okay, let's save. That seems very, like, superficial.
I don't view you that way, Quintus.
That means a lot to me. Really, it does. But it's not enough, RF.
Uh-oh, okay. Time to go back, maybe? Is it this? No? No. In which case it's... say... Wait, how do I load? I want to load! There we go. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's liking the fact that they like you versus actually liking someone.
Quintus, if they really did say that, then I'm sure they didn't mean it that way.
You're taking their side?
Oh gosh.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying...
What are you saying?
I'm saying that maybe you're interpreting it negatively because your relationship with them isn't very good.
What do you know about my relationship with my mom and dad?
I know what Romans told me. I know they don't come to visit you.
And? What else?
Okay, right. Let's go with a different one, because let's go with the one I originally went for, because that just turned into serious drama.
I don't view you that way, Quintus.
Yeah, that's the thing. Exactly. It's like, it's a complete difference. But I guess that's why it's like immaturity. And also, like, after high school, I became, well, I mean, I was stuck with my ex for like a year and a half or something. But I think a little before that, I did my best to kind of not immediately make the move, but like give it a while before I made a move. You know what I mean? To like make sure I actually like them. Oh my god.
That means a lot to me. Really, it does. But it's not enough, Arav.
His words sting.
I just want to be normal again.
But then I remember my conversation with Zaffa. Maybe what Quintus is going through isn't something I can understand. Maybe all I can do is try my best to comfort him and support him any way I can.
I'm sorry for the way you've been treated, Quintus. But I want you to know that whatever decision you make, I support you. I have to admit, when I think of how much you must hate being a machine, it hurts because I am a machine. But it's not about that, is it?
Quintus doesn't answer straight away.
So I'll help you where and however I can.
Until you can love yourself.
Thank you.
What did they say to you then?
Remember I told you that the science for Real Life's mission goal is to restore cyborgs back to humanity, and there's been a breakthrough?
Of course.
Well, I thought about what you said. This surgery is dangerous, and I was sure I couldn't be the first person they've approached about it. I looked into the company data, and guess what?
What?
There's a 45% chance of me surviving the transfer. I know because the volunteers they tested on had more brain deaths than successes.
Oh my god. But not even half. Brain deaths? I feel sick. Humans died? All to avoid being partially machines? I hold in the anger I feel.
They think that because I'm more machine than most, I'd survive, but I feel lost and uneasy.
I look at the door in worry as he trails off.
I said I didn't know if I would do it or not. And I meant that, RF. But I have a chance to get my life back and prove my parents wrong. I'm not someone they can just abandon and forget about. I'm a machine, but I'm a man too.
It's true that if there's one thing I know about him, it's that he likes to take his time to think things through.
I can't influence you either way. I know that, but
I trail off uncertainly.
I'm frightened, Quintus. I'm frightened of losing you, like I lost Olympus.
I know I've never seen his face, but I do feel close to him. I care about him, so I tell him so.
I care about you too much, Quintus.
Quintus is silent, but his voice is calm.
I care about you too, RF. I hate that my parents asked me to do this, but You know what? I hate myself more for wanting to go through with it.
Okay, let me change it because it probably is quite low. Voice. Maybe it's just the. And then. There we go. Hopefully. He speaks quietly.
I'd love to greet you with my own eyes.
Is that better? Quentis may have mentioned not being in his body for a long time. Isn't that proof that he has one? But you can do that now. I don't have the heart to say that though.
It just sounds so dangerous. I'm worried you'd be risking your life for no reason. Still,
I let out a deep, quiet breath.
all I can say is, please decide carefully. And if you do go through with it, please come back.
I stopped speaking suddenly. To me safely. I almost said those words aloud. I touched my mouth, grateful that Quentis cannot see me.
Arev? Is everything alright?
I'm fine. Sorry.
I don't know where those words came from, but I have a feeling that if I thought about it, I'd be faced with a truth I'm not ready for.
Just know that I accept you. And I know that's not enough, but I also know that I'd rather have my dear Quentis at my side than CEO Quentis.
Yeah, remember that you can tell me if it's like too loud or too low, or it helps a lot.
You insisted before that you're a monster, but I won't believe it. Being a cyborg is not the same as being a monster. Society is wrong for abandoning you. Your parents treated you terribly, and they are wrong for dangling their approval in front of you like some sick game. I would never, could never hurt you that way.
Quentis is quiet for a long moment before a sound I never expected to hear rings out in the hallway. Yeah, I can adjust the sound quite easily, so don't worry.
Then
The quiet click of an unlocked door.
I haven't decided whether to do it or not. But in case I do, I want you to have seen my face. Just in case I come back different. Just in case I don't come back at all.
Oh, my heart. I stare at his door.
Quentis,
I reach for the door pad hesitantly.
may I make a request then?
Anything.
Accompany me to the Rose Garden. We never get to speak there.
His admission comes mildly.
I'm a little afraid.
I'm here for you.
Just as my hand is about to touch the pad.
What is going on here?
Oh! What is going on here now? Victor grabs my hand, looking irritated beyond belief. Bertie! Welcome! Long time no see.
You, come with me.
Keep on thinking Chappie's biting my earphones when he's not. And with that, he ushers me down the stairs behind him. I tug my hand out of Victor's grasp as he turns toward me sternly. But how have you been, Ferchie? I know you've been playing the creepy game, which I'm low-key jealous of. Maybe I'll buy it when I'm in Japan, because PSP games are so much cheaper buying it on like Book Off or something. I tug my hand out of Victor's grasp as he turns towards me sternly.
Just what were you about to do?
Exactly what it looked like. I was going to go in his room and walk with him to the Rose Garden.
Quentis's voice sounds from above us.
Let it be, Victor. She hasn't done anything wrong.
I beg your pardon. Young Master, one of my primary directives is to ensure that you are protected and well taken care
I
of.
do like Victor.
Exposing yourself to the outside world could be traumatizing at worst, and highly unpleasant at best.
I disagree. Most humans are exposed to the outside world and no harm comes to them. Besides, we were only going to the garden.
Most humans aren't the Young Master.
Hi, Vaga. Welcome.
If you cannot abide by the rules, then you ought to be removed from this house.
Victor, stop it. You'll frighten her.
The thought of being kicked to the curb fills me with nervous energy.
Roman wouldn't allow it.
Would he? Victor's lip curls indignantly.
If he believed you were endangering Quintus as I do, then he certainly might.
I think Roman would be fully for Quintus and Arav becoming friends. A lot of work, so I didn't have a lot of time to hang out here, and yes, I think. Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Hopefully your work's calmed down now then. It's never fun. Oh. Okay, you got the Ellie for cheap. So it's a bit like, so I got what is it? Gekkaryoran romance? Or ryokan? Are? The Gekkaryoran romance or whatever it's called, the Reddit one. It was cheaper to get the Ellie than it was to get the normal one. Or was it only expensive by like 300 yen or something? So I was just like, I'll get the Ellie. I'm wondering if it's like that. The art is so cute. I really want the art book. Oh wow, you're quick, Fergie. I have an excuse. Oh god, doing taxes? Oh, Vaga. Fun. He's right. Roman would choose Quintus over me any day, and I don't want to be alone and abandoned. Not again. True and genuine fear runs through me as Victor reaches for my arm. A sound above us stops him, and you... Oh my god! Hey! Take that off of you. No! My god, he's obsessed now. I've got some washi tape at the back to like cover this thing, and like he's playing... No! The sound above us stops him.
Victor, come to my room. I need to speak with you in private.
Victor hesitates, but Quintus speaks again, his voice deadly serious.
Now.
Shooting me a scathing look, Victor ascends the stairs, leaving me totally alone.
Right away.
I return to my room, vibrating nervously.
I've really done it now, haven't I?
Oh no, he's taken one key off of my keyboard and he knows exactly which one it is, and every time... Oh my god, I'm sorry guys. Come on. He's like, no. You're gonna take me to somewhere I don't want to be. Come So silly. Oh my god. Chappie is making a show with a lot of Chappie stuff. This is the thing. When I'm quiet, I'm like, what's he up to? Oh dear me. My first thought goes to the tapestry. If this is my last chance, I should finish it now. Otherwise, I'll never get the chance to. This is the real show I fancy. I quickly gather my supplies and take them to my workshop. The tapestry is almost finished. In fact, the only thing left is to weave my name at the bottom, so I begin, my fingers moving rhythmically back and forth. I try not to hurry. After all, I don't want the wefts to get tangled, so I weave at the highest speed possible for me to muster. Chappie's personality is he's cheeky and a pain in the butt. He just wants to be out and with people all the time. He's a nightmare basically, but he's adorable, so he gets away with it. As I do, I think on Victor.
Did I overstep my bounds?
I shake my head.
Quintus is the one who invited me in. I can't let Victor's anger distract me from my goal. To befriend Quintus.
I think the thing with Chappie is that he's so confident for a bird that he just gives zero craps. Which is a good thing, because a confident bird is always, you know, easier to train, easier to, like, become friends with, essentially. But, like, it also means you have to keep an eye out, because otherwise he'll be biting things, he'll be doing things he shouldn't be doing. Like, I'm pretty sure he's about to go for my earphone. No? Okay, good. He's cutest when he's asleep, basically. And more than that, Quentis is already my friend. I'm sure Roman would take my side. Quentis's trill rings out quietly.
Are you there?
I am, Quintus.
Good. I've been looking for you. I'm sorry about Victor. He's not really pleased with me at the moment, but you don't have to worry. You're always welcome here.
Am I able to see you still?
I'm sorry. I'm going to speak with my brother first about it. I do want to see you, but there's so much more to this than you can possibly know.
I don't reply immediately, wondering how I can say the words sitting on my tongue. I could know if you told me. But I guess even it's too much for me to want to be in his inner circle so soon.
I see.
Have I upset you?
No, not exactly. I guess I wonder when I'll be someone you can trust too. Of course, I don't want to rush you, but I do want to have some part of your life.
You are a part of my life, RF. In fact, I was going to wait until our time together to present something to you. But I can do it now.
So he does see it as a date. Okay, I can't wait for when they finally meet because this has been such a slow burn.
Oh?
Oh, that's funny. Oh my god, I have such a love-hate relationship with my parents' cat. Like, geez. We argue all the time. I perk up at that, taking a seat beside the finished tapestry on my loom.
Yes, it's another poem.
I know, right, Roselove? I'm like, date. He was about to say date.
I'd like to read it to you face to face in our virtual space, if that's okay.
It's beyond okay. I'll meet you in the virtual room.
This time, when I enter the virtual space, the room is a surprise. I've never been here before, so I have no clue where I am. Gwentis's voice sounds behind me.
RF, you're here. Thank you for coming.
Wait, is he there in person? I turn around, and when I do... Oh my god, finally they meet! After like hours and hours. I cover my mouth and breathe his name.
Quintus?
It's virtual, but I can see him clearly. Oh, okay, it's virtual. God damn it. It's close enough. I can see him clearly. I run up to him to take his hand, but unsurprisingly, my fingers go right through him.
I'm not really here, you know.
I know, I've wanted you to trust me with your real face for so long.
Exactly, Hika, exactly. I look at his proportionate face and wide smile, paired with those sad violet eyes of his.
Well, what do you think?
I can't imagine how expensive a fully virtual plug-in must have been. The cost to see him so clearly must have been, well, astronomical.
Your face, it's perfect, mathematically speaking.
Quentis flusters for a moment.
Oh, of course. Just mathematically.
I nod slowly.
I could stare at it all day, measuring its proportions.
Is that her way of saying she's cute? That's adorable. To my surprise, Quentis lets out a quiet laugh.
RF, maybe you should be a poet instead. That was quite a line.
Oh, I know nothing about poetry. I was just saying what I meant from the deepest recesses of my heart core.
His lips tilt up even further appreciatively.
I'm going to read my poem now, if you don't mind.
Oh, here we go.
I don't mind. Go for it, please.
I shut my eyes to listen.
A living ghost in the machine am I. She fills my world with color, care, and light. Though unseen, like a cloud hidden by sky, to be without her was truly a fright. I never thought that I would see her face, nor would she ever lay her eyes on mine. We grew together, roses in a vase, and soon our thoughts would start to intertwine. She was a round pearl, her smiles were gems, a treasured soul who outshined all the rest. Perfect were her neat stitches and her hems. Tapestries she wove were nothing but the best.
I wait for the end of the sonnet when Quentis stops speaking abruptly.
That's it.
Oh my god, there must be more, right? I want to know what their last bit is.
Oh, there's no final couplet?
Quentis avoids my eyes.
It's not finished.
I see.
I smile up at him.
I hope you can figure it out. That poem was beautiful.
I want to ask if the poem is about me, but the words get stuck in my throat, tangled in the cords of my voice box. I'm not bold enough to say such a thing when Quentis and I are in such a precarious position, meeting each other face to face like this.
Well, I have some good news as well. I finished your tapestry.
I smile softly.
I'll bring it on our date.
Quentis looks flustered as he suddenly looks at me wide-eyed.
Date?
I echo him cheerily. I know, right? It's totally a love confession poem and he's not reading it. Oh, it's so frustrating. I was waiting for these moments though. It's been such a slow burn.
Date.
I recite the definition.
Date. Noun. A social or romantic appointment or engagement.
Oh,
I
she's
admit
just
I
so
was-
cute.
I was leading on the latter interpretation.
I know, right? Who else could it be about? I falter slightly.
Have I misinterpreted?
Quentis is silent for a long moment before beaming at me suddenly.
Not at all.
When should we meet together?
Roman's supposed to visit in a few days. Why don't we meet together then? We can continue where we left off.
I nod in agreement. It will give me time to detach the tapestry and put it in something pretty to give it as a gift.
Alright, I'll disconnect then, and I'll see you in your room later.
I don't know what makes me do it, but I put my hand out, fingers spread wide, and palm facing him. He understands right away, placing his virtual hand against mine.
I'll talk to you soon then.
He smiles softly at me, and I can't help but feel something stir in my heart core. I'm certain I know what it is. I'm a little bit afraid, knowing I'll be falling without caution. Still, I want to do it. I want to take the leap. And with that, I disconnect. There's a knock on my door. I stare at it from my spot on the bed in trepidation. Is that Victor coming to take me away? The idea is worrying, but is soon put to rest by the sound of a very different voice speaking.
Arev, are you there?
I am. Zephyr. What's going on?
Nothing. I just wanted to give you some company.
Oh?
Good.
I smile tentatively.
I definitely need it.
I cross the room and open the door.
Why? Is everything okay?
It's not okay. I think I need a diagnostic. Among other things.
Well, I'm not equipped to play doctor, nor do I wish to. That's just too much work.
He winks at me as he crosses the room and offers me his hand.
Dr. Champion is here, however, and he is more than capable of giving you a diagnostic if that's what you need.
Dr. Champion? Who is that?
He's an android doctor for androids like us. Well, not an android and a doctor, but a doctor for androids. Diego's getting his weekly check-in and they're almost finished, so I would say that this is the time to go, right before he leaves.
Oh, okay. Zephyr tilts his head.
That said, why do you need a diagnostic?
He taps his head.
Everything okay up there?
Well, sort of? I think?
Zephyr looks at me quizzically.
That's not helpful at all, you know.
I smile guiltily.
Unfortunately, it's all I've got for now.
Brushing lint from my skirt, I start to follow Zephyr to be led to this so-called Dr. Champion when he holds up a hand.
I'll bring the doctor to you. Just wait here, alright?
Oh, okay. I nod slowly.
Oh. Okay.
And so I wait. There's a polite knock at the door that fills me with anticipation, maybe even dread. I open it only to see an unfamiliar face in the doorway.
It's Dr. Klaus Champion.
Oh.
I'm here to perform a diagnostic.
Oh. Oh. Why is he not a love interest? I'm gonna have to complain. I'm leaving a negative review on Steam saying I don't like this because Dr. Klaus isn't an... I'm obviously joking. Oh, why are the side characters always pretty?
Oh, yes. You're in the right place. Welcome in.
I stand at the sight of the mature-looking human, his glasses hanging elegantly off his nose.
You must be RF. We haven't had a chance to speak before, but I'm glad to meet you at last. Diego has spoken of you on occasion.
He looks appealing. Let's put it that way. I've always been a sucker for, like, pink hair. I know, right, Sakura?
Yes, I am. So Zafra told me you're some sort of rogue android doctor. What does that mean exactly, Dr. Champion?
It means I'm a mechanic with a PhD in psychology as well. I find the existence of your particular type of rogue to be quite interesting. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you.
Oh, Dairoku. Oh my gosh. It's one of the reasons why I probably won't play it, because I just don't want to pine over the side characters. What a strange thing to thank me for. I smile tentatively, the worry slowly easing out of my chest.
And please, call me Klaus.
Oh, you're welcome, I guess, Klaus.
I press the panel so that the door shuts behind us, then take a seat on my bed. Klaus follows me across the room.
Now, what seems to be the problem? I was told you requested a diagnostic, but you seem to be functioning just fine.
I take a seat on my bed, letting out a sigh.
I've been thinking that something is wrong with me. I have a feeling I know what's wrong, but I can't be sure. I've never processed emotions like this before.
Oh, interesting. May I take a seat?
I nod as Klaus joins me on my bed, taking a seat beside me.
Describe your symptoms, and perhaps we can get to the bottom of this without a diagnostic after all.
I could be wrong. After all, he's the second human to treat me like a person instead of property, and now I've been having feelings I've never felt before, for anyone, human or otherwise.
Oh, is that why too, Fancy? It's frustrating, right?
I want to see him. I want to be near him. I want to speak with him every day if I can.
Ah, I see. The diagnosis is rather clear then.
Isn't it? But at the same time, I am afraid.
Reasonable. Humans and androids don't have happy love stories. It's doubtful that people accept a love between a human and an android, even if that android is sentient and the human is a cyborg.
The reality of our situation stings.
What should I do?
Klaus nods idly, his arms crosses as he shuts his eyes in thought. A few beats of silence pass us before I clear my throat.
Doctor?
Hey Sass, welcome! Oh, okay. Midnight. Yikes. Okay, wow. That's a long working day. Hopefully you aren't too exhausted.
Yes?
I asked you what I should do.
That wasn't rhetorical?
It wasn't, no. You're the only one I've heard put it that way, and I trust you somehow.
Oh, well, you should probably get to work doing whatever it is you do around here.
Not in general. I mean, about my problem with Quintus Price.
Oh.
He lifts his shoulders in a helpless shrug.
Beats me. I'm only human after all.
I love that. I don't know. I can't help but smile. I swear, everyone comes to my stream during work.
And I'm only a machine. But then, I guess a problem-solving computer is more my role, isn't it? And yet, I'm terribly stuck like this.
And I never know whether it's a good or bad thing, to be honest. Klaus offers me a hand. I stare at it for a few moments before realizing that he wants me to place my hand in his. Oh, I see. Of course, that makes sense, Sass. I do, slowly, only to feel light taps against the back of my hand as he pats it gently.
One of the things about sentience is that no one tells you how much you have to choose for yourself. It's difficult, but it's doable. Think about what you want to do, and then...
Then?
Klaus places my hand back in my lap.
do it. If you can make it this far as a free mind, then you can figure out what journey you ought to take next.
Is it like listening to an audiobook or something? Is that... He smiles. Oh, I knew you were gonna go for that. He smiles wryly.
Or so one should think. Being alive is a difficult thing.
He stands briskly, brushing off invisible lint as he does.
I think you're up for the challenge, however.
I smile.
I certainly hope so. It's too late to turn back now, I suppose.
I suppose so.
With that, Klaus inclines his head towards me.
If you need anything else, here's my contact.
He holds out his phone for me to scan. I do, his information downloading directly into my inner directory. What do you mean Greenwich time is best time? A small thrill pierces my chest. My first contact since I became a free android. I walk him to the door and say goodbye, my chest warm and my countenance bright. Now that I feel much calmer, I can think clearly as well. We didn't do anything wrong. There's no reason for me to believe that Victor would be able to get rid of me when I'm doing as Roman asked. I am not putting him in danger by having affection for him. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm glad that I'm helping you in such a way. I slap my cheek slightly, a declaration forming in my mind. And not just that. I am as important to Quintus as he is important to me. I know that he wouldn't let Victor throw me away. Determination in my chest, I leave my craft room. When I get to my craft room, I rush up to the loom right away. The partially finished piece I was making for Quintus is still there. I stare at it, knowing what I want to do more than anything. With that, I tear the piece off of the loom, unraveling the threads in desperate energy until they are no more than an unwieldy pile on the floor. Immediately, the concept is clear in my mind. I want to make a tapestry of Quintus's poetry. I can already see it, roses curling in the corners with delicate thorns. Oh, you mean... Yeah, I get that, Varga, but what do you mean by best time? I gather the materials as I go, summoning the memory to mind. The lines come to me, although right now it's BSD, right? I think. The lines come to me as easily as if I had written them myself.
Woven with grace, her threads whisper to me. A glass rose on a fireplace, she said. For eyes so blind she declares words to see. She speaks aloud sweet words to me instead.
I think of the days Quintus and I spent time together, just laughing as I wove. He couldn't see my work, but yet and still he saw me. Not just the machine, but the real me.
An angel in an android's form you are, bringing kindness to my dark world of doom. With light and color to my world's bright star, her bronze fingers weave deftly at the loom.
He valued me. He viewed me as real, and not just that. He found a way for us to see each other even when we couldn't be together.
One day, I wish to see her work away, her lovely fingers crossing back and forth.
I feel like I've replaced you guys' audiobooks or something. I guess it's like the GMT like time zone is like great in that I feel like everyone can easily convert it, if you know what I mean.
Beneath the moon, she works hard night and day. Beneath the sun, her eyes are full of mirth.
How could I think that Quintus viewed me as inferior? How could I worry when he spoke of me and held me in such high esteem?
If I could see, I'd look upon her light. But fear of change is my most dismal plight.
Fear. Oh my god, I'm an audiobook. He was afraid to leave, and yet he was willing to do so for me. Is it possible that Quintus... Maybe I should apply for audiobook reading jobs. I stopped weaving for a moment to touch my chest lightly. I haven't even sorted out my own feelings. Perhaps it's a bit premature to say something so heavy. Still.
Rev, maybe you're being melodramatic. I mean, just because you want to be talking to someone all the time, and see him, and be near him, doesn't necessarily mean you've fallen for them.
I'm glad that I'm better than audiobooks. That's a very unique compliment that I've received. Yeah. So all I have to do is like GMT plus whatever when I'm announcing streams, I guess, that are like supposed to be big streams, you know. That's true. I actually respond. I know it's denial talking, but I can't help my thoughts. I wasn't even aware that I could process such emotions. But surely I know my own heart core well enough to tell when something has changed within me. Taking a deep breath, I face the unfinished tapestry and feel as though I am facing my destiny. If I am kicking out of this home, then at the very least, I've created something I can be proud of. Something full of my feelings, Quentis. Oh, I love that noise.
Are you awake
I
yet?
don't know why, but I find it kind of cute. Quentis' gentle voice summons me from sleep mode as I slowly open my eyes.
I'm here. What is it?
I wonder if androids get that really horrible groggy feeling when you've just woken up. Because if they don't, I am so jealous of them.
Roman's on his way. He's just finished talking to Victor.
I sit up abruptly.
He's coming to your room to speak with you. I thought he would come to speak with me, but I can hear his footsteps and he's not coming to my wing of the mansion. I'm just giving you a heads up.
I scramble out of bed, quickly rearranging the sheets into a somewhat neat fashion. As soon as I do, I hear a polite knock at the door.
Hey, it's Roman. Do you have a free moment?
Ooh. The script is unplanned because of the bird. Yes, I have to deal with the bird. Oh, I love him so much though. But you are definitely the cutest when you're sleeping. Oh dear. Quentis' voice is quiet.
Don't worry. I'll be there. I won't let my brother do anything to you.
I look at the ceiling, murmuring my reply.
Thank you, Quentis.
I walk to the door, pressing the panels that I open slowly. Roman's serious face is on the other side of it. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. I'm loving the morn after evening. That's good. That's a good one.
Hello, Rev. Do you have a moment?
I do.
Good. I need to speak to you and Quentis.
He presses the intercom.
Quentis, are you there?
To my surprise, there's no response.
Okay, if he doesn't want to come, then we'll go meet in his room. This is a conversation that both of you need to have.
Oh my god, do we get to hang out with him, finally? I tried to call out myself.
Quentis, can you hear us?
What, morn after evening? I still see it on the chat. Maybe it's deleted on YouTube though. I know, right? I love her eyes. They're so sparkly. And her hair is just... I still remember at the beginning she had different hair. And she was like, I'm going to change my hair. Because apparently when you want to do something different and start a new life, you change your hair. And then she changed it to this. And it's like the cutest thing ever. I love it so much. Silence.
Let me see what's going on with him.
He goes to the door to leave when there's a polite knock. Roman sighs.
Victor, you don't need to.
It's not Victor.
Oh my gosh, he came out of his room. The voice I hear sets my heart core speeding to keep my cool. Quentis? Roman seems to freeze for a moment, so I pass him as if in a dream. I reach for the access panel of the door, pressing it lightly. The door slides open, and on the other side of it is...
Quintus.
We finally meet. Oh, really? Okay. It's still on mine, so I guess it... But no, I like that though. Good morning. Morn after evening. I can't help myself. I reach out to touch his cheek. This time, my hand doesn't go through.
You're really here.
He looks down at me, his expression meek.
I am. I told you I would be.
I wonder if he's a Tsun boy.
You said that, but I didn't think you meant... I mean...
I don't know who pulls who forward, but suddenly he's in my arms, hugging me tightly. As I hold his form against me, I can feel the machinery inside of him humming in sync with mine. Oh my god, that's so adorable.
I told you you were tall.
I think you're just small.
We laugh together, giddy as we hold each other. Behind us, Roman clears his throat. Oh, Roman's the third wheel.
I'm still here, you know.
Oh, right. Sheepishly, I pull away, but as I step away from the doorway, Quintus catches my hands and I'm pulling him into the room. He doesn't let go once we're facing Roman. I can feel his cybernetic hand trembling. I know it took a lot of him to leave the room. My face is warm as Quintus looks at his brother with displeasure.
When you asked me to choose whether or not I wanted to adopt another android, I said yes. I chose to welcome Arev. You're not taking her away.
Whoa. Who said anything about taking her away?
Oh, I don't know why I'm just like so smiley about this. It's like, I feel sometimes like when I'm playing otome games, I feel like I'm a cupid or something, and then like I'm happy watching their love grow.
I know you talked to Victor in the garden.
So you eavesdropped.
There's no shame in Quintus's voice.
Correction. I tried to eavesdrop, but you were past my hearing range.
I hold up my hands before an argument breaks out between them.
Quintus, we don't know what he wants to say, and it might not be necessary to be that defensive. Why don't you let Roman talk?
Quintus noticeably deflates.
Because well, okay. I guess I can hear what he has to say.
Good. I spoke to Victor and he voiced some concerns to me that I wanted to verify with you. Is it true that you and Quintus almost left the mansion to go to the garden together? Be honest.
I answer immediately and honestly.
Yes, it's true. Before you say anything, I'd like to say one thing, though.
I'm listening.
Victor told me that if I'm able to help Quintus, then he would support me. So I don't understand how and why I angered him so much by trying to take Quintus to the garden.
Yes, he did mention that. Victor's main concern is that Quintus is too fragile.
Fragile? But just because I haven't used my body to navigate in a while doesn't mean I'll break down or something. Dr. Champion has been maintaining it for as long as I can think.
Roman hesitates.
Not physically fragile, emotionally fragile.
Oh.
I admit, I wanted to encourage the two of you to draw closer. But he does have a point. At the end of the day, you're an android and a human. If you're allowed to continue like this, then that could be a problem. Be honest, Arev. How do you feel about Quintus?
I care for Quintus, so I appreciate our relationship. Sounds so like formal. Is that just me? I'd like to save, just in case. I care for Quintus sounds more genuine.
I care for him a lot.
But how much?
I think back to my conversation with Klaus. Oh, I see. The diagnosis is rather clear then. My response is slow, steady.
I didn't know I was capable of such feelings, but...
I trail off, staring at my feet.
But?
Don't pressure her, Roman.
Oh, Quintus is so defensive of her.
Arev, you don't have to say it if you don't want to. I already know how you feel, and that's what matters most.
You do?
I do. Yes.
Was he like spying on her when she was having the conversation with the doctor, I wonder? Roman looks worried.
Then we have a problem.
What problem?
If you go through with the procedure, and don't ask what procedure, you know which one. You will be human again. And then what? Do you plan on introducing Rev as your fiancé?
Wait, what? You're going through with it?
I stared at him, bewildered as I pull away, but he clings to my hand. I don't let it go, but my grip loosens, just a little.
Why didn't you tell me?
I know, right, Varga? I think the voice actors do such a good job. His voice is desperate.
I was going to. I was waiting for the perfect moment and it just didn't come yet. But I was going to tell you, I promise.
I said I would support you.
I know, right? Whereas other things are escalating very fast.
Listen, Quintus. If you do go through with it, Robert and Teresa.
You mean mother and father?
I mean Robert and Teresa. They won't accept a close relationship between the two of you, romantic or not. If you want to be accepted as heir, then that means you get all the baggage that comes with it. Encourage marriage in the gilded cage of our parents' puppet wheelhouse. You can't think that the freedom you have here will roll over if you become heir.
I'll prove to them that I have what it takes to be heir, and that I can have whatever relationships I want to.
Quintus, don't be so idealistic. You know that having your cake and eating it too isn't the Price family way.
Oh, Jabby's
If
playing
you
with
want
my
to be a
hair.
part of the family, it will require sacrifice.
You're wrong, Roman.
Am I?
It tickles. I gaze at Quintus in worry.
Are you?
Yes!
Oh. Roman stares at Quintus, worry written across his face.
How?
Quintus doesn't answer as Roman's face drifts to me. I avoid his gaze, dropping my eyes to the ground.
If you don't have an answer, then there's no other choice. You'll have to be separated.
My head whips up at those words, Quintus already protesting.
How could you say that?
Oh, this is so sad.
Aren't you being a little extreme, Roman?
Because it's what you need to hear. And no, I don't think I'm being extreme. If Quintus becomes the heir, then the two of you don't have a future. And you'll have to accept that. I know you are excited for your date, but it's best to cut you off now before feelings get any deeper. I know you have an attachment to each other, but that's why I'm making this decision. Because you won't. If I have to be the adult here, then so be it. But this can't go on.
Aww. I appealed to Roman's emotional side, reaching out to touch him.
Roman, I know you're trying to protect Quintus. And you're right. Maybe we don't have all the answers. Still, I don't think we need to separate.
Roman smiles at me gently.
Rev, I appreciate your commitment to fulfilling the purpose I gave you, but I release you from it.
Aww.
Purpose?
Quintus's gaze. Oh no, is this gonna be the miscommunication trope? Quintus's gaze drifts to me, confusion lighting in his visible eye.
What does he mean?
Oh, Rev didn't tell you?
Didn't tell me what?
Oh no. Oh, why is it that it got cute and then immediately not anymore? He looks at me searchingly as I look down at our intertwined hands. In the face of my silence, Roman sighs.
I'm sorry. This is my fault. I guess I asked her to bring you out of your shell, but... well, the consequences of your relationship going beyond friendship are too severe.
Quintus stiffens beside me. I feel it in his hand right before he pulls away, stepping back from me as if I'm poison.
Is this true?
I open my mouth, then close it. When he puts it that way, it sounds terrible, but it's the truth. I'd almost forgotten.
Rev, answer me. Please. Is it true?
I know, right? I didn't want drama. I wanted cute. Although I get it, this is a more realistic situation. My mouth suddenly won't operate. Looking up into his eyes, I nod once.
You only reached out to me as some sort of way to fulfill a purpose? You were never interested in me, were you?
Oh boy. He speaks, but I can only stare on in silence. I've never seen Quintus so upset before.
Were all of our conversations forced then? How long would you have let this go on?
Quintus.
Don't. I've always let you do what you wanted, and I know you care about me, but this was too far, Roman.
I reach out towards Quintus, but he takes a step away from me, then another, then... Oh, why? Why is it that this whole time we were like, oh, we need a CG, and then when we get one, it's a really sad one? I wanted a CG when they were hugging. This is too sad. Voice editing is also very good. Android voice sounding seamlessly with the human ones. Yeah, I agree. This one's really well done. I mean, it's rare to have all voice acting anyway, so... Same, Rose Lover. It makes me sad. It breaks my heart. He flees from my touch. Finally, I find my voice.
Quintus, wait,
Oh dear. But before I can pursue him, Roman grabs my hand.
Let him go, Aurev. It's for your own good.
Oh. I drop my hand heavily, my palm slapping against my thigh in defeat. Roman's voice is quiet.
I'm going to go check on him. You stay here. In the meantime, if you think you need to communicate with Quintus, don't. You only make it worse for yourselves when he's human again.
But Roman was finding it, like, kind of funny and, like, amusing when they were, like, almost getting together and stuff. Like, they were kind of, you know, it was the beginning of a crush almost. Right, Rose Lover? I'm like, oh my gosh, Quintus, open your eyes. I say nothing. All I can think are my words to Quintus so long ago. If I had a human body, I could cry. I've read that it is a very useful thing to do when you're in pain. I press my hand to my chest and instead try to bear the pain. Silence weighs my bedroom down with no chance of hearing from Quintus in sight. I sit on my bed, my hands cradled in my lap. I could go to my workshop, but I'm not allowed to be near Quintus anyway, so what's the point? Working in silence on a tapestry once meant for Quintus feels like it'd be a burden rather than a stress relief. I can't help myself. I call out his name quietly.
Quintus?
But unlike the night I had a nightmare, Quintus doesn't instantly respond. Oh, Fancy, that sounds so harsh.
I wonder if his keyword detector even has my voice registered anymore.
I don't know what to do with myself. I should have told him why I befriended him. In all honesty, I wanted to reach out to Quintus. It was my own curiosity that had me agree to Roman's proposal, not because I felt obligated to. And the feelings I developed.
They were real. And they were because of you.
It's okay, Varga. That's fair enough. I totally get it. Yeah, that's true, Hika. That's true. I think by that point, Roman, hadn't really thought about that. That's a good point, actually. But if he's not listening, there's no point in talking about it. I know he would never eavesdrop on me when I'd warned him against it so thoroughly before. I let out a wry laugh.
Who would have thought that I'd wish you were eavesdropping on me now?
In the silence, I stand from my bed. I don't know what I should do, but sitting around doesn't exactly feel like the right thing to do.
I have to figure out something.
I walk towards the door to look for Victor. If anyone could help me figure out where and what to do next, he could. As I do, though. Bam! Crash! Boom! And then...
If you don't handle it firmly, you'll break it.
Then next time, ask someone else to help you.
The sound of Diego sighing comes clearly through the door. Wait, sighing? Did he get that quirk from me? I like Diego. I wonder. I move to open it, and in the hall...
My loom? What are you guys doing?
Aurev, nice to see you. We heard about everything that happened with the Nightmare Prince and Roman, and we thought you needed to be cheered up.
As I stare bewildered at the loom in my doorway, my gaze shifts to Zappa. Sorry, Chappie's distracting me.
I'll have you know that it was entirely his idea. I would never.
Still, you guys, this is really sweet of you and all, but, well, I'm not sure I feel like leaving right now.
Oh, should we have brought your sketchbooks instead?
I don't feel like designing clothes either, so it's fine, really.
It's really cute how they're trying to help her.
Too bad. I've already brought them and I am not putting them back.
Diego stares at Zappa.
Sometimes I can't believe how incredibly lazy you are.
Zappa shrugs.
It's a gift.
He looks at me with a sparkling smile.
As is this.
He hands me the stack of sketchbooks, the ones full of designs for the clothes I'm supposed to be making.
And don't think about returning them to me, Bluebird.
I look down at the sketchbooks, a pencil case stacked on top. At least he's trying.
I encourage you to make something while you're here, Arev. Art can be very therapeutic, and if anyone needs therapy right now, it's you.
Yeah, found family joke. It's so cute. I know you like Zappa, Fancy. he's one of those pretending he's a selfish type, but like is good at pretending to be selfish, like when he's being kind as well. I blink.
You don't think about words before you say them at all, do you, Diego?
What do you mean by that?
I smile wryly.
Nothing, Diego. Absolutely nothing.
I wonder why people always say that to me.
I like Diego, he's so cute.
Because you have the emotional intelligence of a bolt.
Zephyr, it's okay.
Stepping aside, the two androids push the heavy item into my room with ease. I place the sketchbooks on my bed, running my hand down the threads of the incomplete tapestry of Quintus's poem.
I'm almost finished working on it anyway. Maybe I should give it to him.
I can't imagine that Quintus would receive it kindly, though. Not anymore.
Are you giving up so easily?
What do you mean?
Reading your face is like dipping into an unencrypted hard drive. Too easy for your own good.
Yeah, he was beatboxing a little ago. Now he's whistling.
Look, if you really like this cyborg guy, then you should be working hard for it. Love isn't easy to keep. I should know, since my fan club entries have decreased by 10,000 people since Zap 2 was uploaded.
Oh. He looks annoyed for a moment.
Still, that's besides the point. The point is, you have to fight for your fans. Or fan. Friend. Whatever he is to you.
But then when you look at him, he stops. So you can't look at him. I looked from the tapestry to glance at Zephyr.
Do you think I should really fight for Quintus?
It's not exactly practical, but...
Yes. He means yes.
Actually, I was going to say...
Yes. Shut up and say yes, Diego.
Diego sighs.
Fine. Yes.
Oh. Your face is too easy.
Thank you.
Even though the reality is that a relationship between a cyborg and an android is practically impossible from a logistics point of view.
Oh, of course. Yeah, one of mine is female. So I've got Chappie and then there are two others, but the two others aren't very tame. But one is female, and yes, she doesn't talk at all. Unless, like, one leaves the room and then she's worried about it. But other than that... Hi, Shelly. Welcome. Zephyr stares at Diego. I know it's Diego, but I keep on thinking it's Diego. Zephyr stares at Diego as if he wants to hit him.
You just couldn't help yourself, huh?
I quickly step between them.
Thank you both for thinking of me and bringing the loom.
And the sketchbooks.
Right. And those two. But I like to be alone, so.
Let's get out of your way.
Zephyr bows, fanning out his coat dramatically.
If you need anything else.
I mean, the one perk of a female cockatiel is you don't get the early morning screeches that come from next door. Where you're like, why can't you just not screech?
Call you. Got it.
Diego starts to pull Zephyr away as he protests.
Wait, no! She has it wrong! I was going to say to call you, Diego! Let me go back! Let me go back!
The door slides closed, clamping solidly shut and taking their noise with it. I let out a quiet laugh. Thank you both. Looking at the tapestry, I slap my cheeks.
All right, Arev. Time to fight for your...
The word catches in my throat. My voice drops shyly.
Time to fight for Quintus.
I look at the tapestry hanging on my loom and approach it again. Slowly, I pluck at the strings.
Maybe if I finish this for him, I can prove that I wasn't just doing as Roman asked. I can prove that I care about Quintus, that the way I feel is genuine.
I snort quietly. It would take a miracle, but sometimes...
Sometimes a miracle is all you have.
I'm working on the tapestry through the night, my thoughts spinning. Quintus is going to get the surgery. He will be flesh and bone again. Ooh. Oh, male budgie. So we actually found a budgie outside and had to rescue it, essentially. And no one turned up, so we decided to give him to our friends because they have like basically a budgie aviary. And but Chappie picked up so many noises from, oh my gosh, like, because obviously budgies make those really weird like raspy noises as opposed to the pretty like tunes, right? But of course Chappie seemed to prefer those odd sounds, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought they're cute too, so it's all good, but it makes me laugh because it means Chappie doesn't really sound like a cockatiel sometimes. He sounds more like a budgie. Oh, it cracks me up. He was quite cute. I know I should be happy for him, that I should support him like I told Roman I would, but I just feel sad instead. I can't help but think of the hurt look in his eyes. I promised Roman I wouldn't hurt him, and yet... Oh, species. What is the species name of cockatiel species name? Ooh, what's going on? Nymphicus hollandicus is its species name. I can't help but think of the la. Oh, no, not on my head. Nope, you're not going there either. Nope. Oh, here we go. Tantrum time. I feel like a failure. His silver arms glinting against his brown skin. His forest green hair. It was an appearance that entranced me as much as anything. To see and touch Quintus. To be by his side. Oh God. I miss those things already, and I'd only experienced them once. My hands falter from the loom. Maybe I should forget about the tapestry. There's no guarantee that he'd even want anything to do with me, much less accept a gift from me.
Maybe.
So
Maybe Roman
Nymphicus
is right.
hollandicus.
Maybe it's for Quintus's good that we're separated. I should be designing clothes for my shop.
Oh, right, okay, he's a cockatiel. Cockatiel. After this is all said and done, I may not even have that dream reached. You've got stuck, haven't you? It's because someone doesn't trim his nails. It makes me laugh because the other two, their nails are always trimmed. They actually trim them themselves. You see them biting it so that it's like nice and short. This little one, oh my gosh. I don't get him. He's so weird. Love him to bits though. I'm falling into the spiral of thoughts when I hear a knock at the door. Snapped out of it, I looked up at it in surprise.
Yes?
It's Zafir. I'm coming to kidnap you.
Kidnap you. I touch my tapestry gently, checking for knots. There are none, of course.
Why?
Because you've been working on that tapestry non-stop for 3 days and you need a break. You can't just stay cooped up in your room all day, and you shouldn't spend all of your time working. It's not healthy.
I can and I plan to, so I don't reply, weaving at the same steady pace. The door slides open.
I'm not coming, Zafir.
As if you have a choice. I said I'm kidnapping you, didn't I?
What are you doing? You're so weird.
I said I'm not coming, Zafir.
Zafir frowns as he draws closer, placing his hand on mine.
Please, Arev. You'll feel better. I promise.
Hearing Zafir speak so seriously gives me cause for pause. I lower my hands from the loom, looking at him. His worried expression is enough to make me think again. Instead of replying, I wordlessly hold out a hand, relieved. Zafir takes it, pulling me behind him. He takes me into the rose garden under the light of the stars.
Oh, it's night.
Beside me, Zafir nods.
It's past 4 a.m. I was waiting you out, but it really seemed like you wouldn't take a rest at all.
He shudders.
All that work? Ugh. Makes me tired just thinking about it.
I'm silent in the face of Zafir's chatter, a fact that doesn't escape him.
I'm sorry.
Buddy, that's my skin. Ah. Freckles are not foods. Oh my god, this little one. Why is he suddenly so active? He was good and well behaved for like the last hour and 40 minutes. His words surprised me.
For what, Zafir?
I don't know how to cheer you up. I could sing to you, but if you're not a true fan, it probably won't bring you any comfort. Sorry.
Ah, that's right. I never listened to Zafir's music.
It's okay. I don't think you can really cheer me up. I've made my bed and now...
I look down.
Well, you know the rest.
Zafir frowns.
This isn't fair!
Oh. His outburst surprised me as I stare at him wide-eyed.
What do you mean? What isn't fair, Zafir?
Two people in love shouldn't be forced apart. If I were you...
Sorry, this bird is so distracting. I hold up a hand.
Zafir, you have it all wrong. Not choosing to speak to me is Quintus's choice. He's not being forced to leave me alone, so... there's not much I can do.
Rose lover. Technicalities. Yeah, Shelley, that's it.
Then he's stupid. Leaving an aria like you out of the opera is a crime.
Huh? His music analogy goes over my head, so he tries again.
Note out of measure?
That's true, Chappie is super cute. And he can be a fun distraction. He's been, like, okay today. You know, not biting anything he shouldn't be biting. He's almost bit something he wasn't supposed to bite, like, took him away. I shake my head, still unclear on his meaning.
Look, if he doesn't appreciate you, then I'm Team Quintus is stupid.
Team Quintus is stupid, I love it.
Quintus isn't stupid.
My smile dies.
If I thought my closest relationship was a fraud, I'd be upset too. I wish I could explain to him my side. If he would listen, I would tell him everything, but he just won't listen to me.
Did I say he's stupid already? Because if not, I'll just take a moment to say it now. He's stupid.
I love how angry Zafir's getting for this whole situation. It's great. I smile at Zafir's clear efforts.
I thought you wanted me to work hard for him or something.
I mean, Yeah, keep trying by all means. I'm just stating the obvious.
Right, Kennedy? He's being really sweet. He just seemed like a silly idol until now. We both fall silent in the cool night air. The roses are in full blossom, though beautifully tended as usual.
Thank you, Zephyr. It's beautiful here.
Of course. Looking at beautiful things always cheers me up. I could gaze at my own reflection for hours after all.
I laugh at that, but to my surprise...
Something funny?
I laugh nervously. He can't be serious, can he? But then, it is Zephyr.
I've decided to support you.
I stare at him in bewilderment, and let me save so that... That's not necessary, Zephyr. Support me how? I'll go for that.
What? Support me how?
Well, the Nightmare Prince...
Quintus. His name is Quintus.
Yes, right. Him. He used to hang around and keep you company, right?
I nod slowly.
I'm going to do that now, too. I mean, if you just want someone to sit and chat with you, then that sounds easy enough. I'm an excellent conversationalist.
Ah, I see. Well, I suppose I wouldn't mind it.
Good. Because I was going to be here for you whether you accepted my help openly or not.
That's...
I trail off. It's the thought that counts, right?
okay.
Lifting my arms, I stretch for a moment.
I ought to be going now. I just came to take a stroll out in the garden.
A forced stroll, but still.
Enjoy. I'll be going back inside.
He leaves me to my own devices. I rub my chin, considering.
I hope that doesn't come back to bite me.
I stroll around the garden under bright moon. It's a beautiful distraction, and for a moment I can pretend that everything is fine. Maybe one day it will be. For a second I was like, is it just gonna end there? Imagine. Zephyr's music quietly plays in the background as I sew one of my bodices shut. I look at my sketchbook for reference.
Did I just sew this upside down? Ugh. Yes. Yes, I did.
It's okay. Try again.
Zephyr, my new close companion, irons one of the finished jackets I've made.
Are you sure you're okay with ironing?
Do you want the real answer or the one you want to hear?
The one I want to hear is fine.
I'm doing swimmingly. Absolutely loving this. It's the best activity I've done since I became a world-famous celebrity.
Oh my god. I laugh at his dishonesty.
Just remember, you're the one that wanted to be here.
His nose wrinkles.
Yes, but I didn't expect you to put me to work.
I know, right, Rose Lover? I smile brightly.
Well, expect it.
I pull the stitches from the bodice as I talk, preparing to sew it again, this time right side up.
How many pieces are left in this collection again?
Just 14.
14?
Yes, 14. But out of 40. That's not bad at all. You're doing great, Zephyr.
He looks crestfallen as he slides the iron across a lapel.
I can't believe I had to download an entire module on ironing. When am I ever going to need to iron on the stage?
Bless him. I ignore him, still sewing. It's true that Quintus hasn't spoken to me in Roman, still hasn't told me what's going to happen, but at the very least I can finish my inventory. I know, right, Rose Lover? Oh, he is? Oh, Victor looks really cute as well. To be honest, all the characters have their charms. Mind you, the one that I most like has got to be Diego. He's just adorable. He gives like fluffy vibes. 4 of each piece for sale and all decorated with the roses I'd made for Quintus so long ago. The colours are vibrant, inspired by the beauty of the garden of flowers that I could never touch. The one place Quintus and I could never be together. It hurts to be reminded of him, but at the same time it's cathartic. Just because Quintus didn't want me didn't mean my life had to stop. I have a shop to open no matter what. It's what I was promised and I plan to execute it the best I can. As we work, there's a brisk set of taps at the door.
Can you get that, Zephyr?
He groans aloud.
I'm your doorman
Oh
too?
my god, Zephyr. I smile.
You're closer to the door, so...
Oh, I know. I'm so excited for Diego. Like, just bless him. He takes a moment to brush fabric scraps from his jacket and then goes to answer the door. On the other side of it is...
Hello, Victor. What brings you in?
Victor hesitates for a long moment.
Young Master Quintus has requested that I return these items to you.
I look at him in puzzlement.
Return what?
Oh no. Oh, sad music. The words die in my throat, in Victor's arms folded neatly as a blanket, a tapestry, and stacked on top is...
Why is he giving these back to me?
I inquired the same, but he was not forthright with his reply.
I smile sadly, pushing past Zephyr to take the bundle with careful hands.
Well, at least you won't have to worry about me taking Quintus out into the garden anymore.
Yeah, Victor gives off serious Sun vibes. Victor drops his arms.
Yes, about that. I wish to apologize.
The words are shocking coming out of Victor's mouth, and even Zephyr stares at him from the far side of the room, mouth agape.
Or what exactly?
I realize now that I overreacted, and I have seen firsthand the emotional damage caused by people around him, who should have cared for him far more than a house management android ever could. When I saw you reaching for the door, I could not have imagined a worse scenario, but...
He trails off, then presses his lips together.
I seem to have forgotten that humans can change, and the Quintus you were coaxing from his shell was not the fearful child of yesteryear. I am sorry to have interfered. I now see that you were changing Quintus for the better.
I stare at Victor wide-eyed, but my expression dims as I look down at the gifted items in my arms.
Oh, yeah? What makes you say that now?
Because I see how he is now, and he is unmistakably worse.
Worse? I can hear the whir in my chest as my heart-caused fans blow faster to accommodate my racing thoughts.
How is he?
In a word, distressed. He seems to be questioning not only you, but himself as well.
Yeah, it's really horrible. Like, this route has been so angsty. Like, it never had... Like, even the CG, we were hoping it would be like a hugging CG or something. And it's like him rushing off really angry and then Arav looking sad. And we're all like, what is this?
I see. I wish I could talk to him, but...
I look around the room behind me.
I can't make Quintus forgive me. I only wish he'd give me a chance to explain.
He is young, and at times, a fool.
Zephyr chimes in from behind us.
I told you so.
Humans are still maturing at that age from my research, but even so, I wish he were not being so stubborn. Usually, he listens to me, but he will hardly speak to me. In any case, I commend you for all that you have done for Quintus. He is like family to me, and at times, I wish that I could watch over him forever.
Right, it's all heartbreak. It's the misunderstanding trope, and it's like slow burn. I'm really sad. Like, it's good, obviously, but I don't know. I want something sweet. I hope the ending is good, like a happy one.
Perhaps it is time for me to let go.
His expression turns wry.
Is this what a human parent feels like?
Human parent. Victor looks lost in thought for a moment before he straightens, his heels clicking together.
In any case, I will try my best to get the young master to reach out. I know Roman has asked that you stay separate, but I will defy his order so that you may at least reconcile.
I put the tapestry and rose crown down carefully, and I think I should put Chappie back because he has been out for a very long time and he should have been in hours ago. So come on, Sleepsy. Okay.
Victor, I don't know what to say.
Spare me the embarrassment of my admission by saying nothing.
Victor for Quentis kind of is like Nicola for Dante. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Aww. So it was Victor's. Why stopped her? Do you mean like it was just not as painful as this route, or? Hi, Yume. Welcome. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and do that then.
Good. I'll be on my way, but before I go, though, I'd like to inform you that Rowan will be coming tomorrow. That is all. Goodbye.
He presses the outer panel so that the door slides shut between us. Zaffa scoffs.
Can you believe the nerve of that guy? Crawling back to give an apology. You shouldn't forgive him either. I wouldn't if I were you.
It's okay, Zephyr. Everyone makes mistakes, and at the end of the day, we all have to live with the things we have chosen in the past.
Zaffa pouts.
You're going to forgive him, aren't you?
I shrug.
I don't see why not. It's not as if being mad at Victor will help me finish ironing these clothes.
I smile at him.
But you know who will?
Turning gifts is one of those things that always feels especially spiteful. If you don't want to see them anymore, just get rid of them. Don't send them out. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I think because he's quite young, it's kind of like a sulky way of expressing his negative emotions, I guess. Zaffa's groan is his only reply. As I rest in my bedroom, I can't enter sleep mode. Not because it's disabled, but because I can't shut off my processes from going over Victor's apology over and over.
He said you were distressed, Quintus.
I pause for a moment, hoping beyond all hopes that he will come, but there is only silence in reply. If he already rejected the tapestry I'd already made him, then there's no way he'd accept a new one, except I find myself getting out of bed and moving to my loom. If I work on it, then...
No, I really need all the energy I can get.
I don't want to stay up too long, but I do feel the need to be productive. I touch the tapestry carefully, then continue where I've left off. Only days ago I got to touch Quentis and hold his hand. If only... I sigh. If only I could talk to him face to face. It suddenly dawns on me, I still have the virtual reality plugin.
I could leave him a message.
He may not watch it, but he might watch it too. An android can only hope. I enter into the space, unset to an actual room. The space is blank and empty. I know Quentis must have been notified that I'm in the room, but no one arrives, of course.
Record this message.
Recording.
Quintus, I hope you're listening. If you're not, I totally understand why, but I want to apologize to you. I understand what I did was hurtful, and I should have told you from the get-go. I didn't mean to deceive you. It's true that Roman wanted me to befriend you. I agreed because I was curious about you, but I honestly enjoyed being with you so much that I forgot what Roman asked of me. Before I knew it, I was just enjoying time with a precious friend. And later, a person who was more than precious to me. I know that our feelings changed as we grew closer to each other, and I want you to know that my feelings toward you also changed. So please, believe me.
Aww.
Nothing Roman said before or after reflects or influences the way I feel about you now.
I let out a deep breath.
I'm sorry for everything, Quintus.
I looked down at my hands.
And
I don't want to be apart from you. I want to say the words, but I've already said enough.
Sorry, it's nothing. Just thank you for being my friend. Stop recording.
With the message sent, I wait in the room, hoping for Quintus. I wait for a long time until even my batteries start to feel drained.
I should rest.
I lay back onto the bed. Frustration runs through me with the weight of my pent-up feelings.
I can't take this anymore. I should just accept that he doesn't wish to speak with me. Maybe he never will.
For a long moment, I consider uninstalling the software.
I should just get rid of you.
After all, if Roman and Quintus both didn't want me spending time with the latter, then what could I do about it? Even so, I can't help the feelings in my hardcore. I think I have. I think I have seen. The thing is, there are so many trailers that I forget what I have and haven't watched. So maybe I'll go check it out. I just know that we're going to be able to have a route for 2 of the side characters that we didn't get in the main game. So that I think is quite exciting. I can't believe it's going to end like this, but I steel myself.
So be it, I suppose. There's simply nothing else I can do.
I shut my eyes in resignation, and uninstalling the virtual plugin, I set myself to sleep until fully charged. But yeah, Radiant Tail, the art is just so pretty. I still remember when like the tiny teaser video came out before the main game was released, and it was literally like one of those 30-second long like snippets, and I was like in love with the artwork.
I can't believe it.
Oh? I take a step back from my work, completely and utterly pleased. Every bodice is stitched so beautifully that I can scarcely believe I'm the one who did it. Or, well, we did it. I look over at Zaffa, who's dramatically sitting on the floor, his knees folded into his chest. Yeah, I suggest to everyone that if you have not played the main game, don't watch the Fandisc trailer unless you're okay with spoilers, because the trailers assume that you have played the main game, obviously. So they will include spoilers, typically. Sometimes they don't, but like it's not worth the risk, if you know what I mean, because they'll include like secret routes that you wouldn't have known, or, you know. It's the same scenario writer that wrote Code Realize, Bush, Cafe Enchante. So if you like those, then who knows, you might like it.
Thanks for everything, Zafar.
Don't mention it.
Oh?
I look at him in surprise.
But you work so hard. I genuinely appreciate it, Zafar.
When I say don't mention it, I mean it, Bluebird. If people know about this, then
He shudders.
they'll start asking me to do stuff. That's not happening, so the fewer who know about this, the better.
Zappa makes me laugh. Sass. To be honest, you're not alone. Because I remember watching Cupid Parasite FD. I guess the secret route pops up, I think. But I remember watching Versh FD, and I didn't realize that there were spoilers. Like, it just flies over my head. I think I'm just too preoccupied with, like, just the sprites and, like, the music. That I just don't, honestly. Oh, gosh. Fancy, honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I guess people get excited and then end up opening it and watching it. Yeah, I think Radiant Tail, I did a first impressions video. I think I did a little like reaction video for when the trailer popped up. But yeah, I did a first impressions after doing the common route. But that's it. Sounds like you're just hurting yourself. That's the thing. I'm like, okay, so someone commented on one of my tweets that they opened, so they watched the Collar Malice Fandisc trailer before playing Collar Malice, and obviously I gonna... Okay, I'm gonna turn the lights off because these guys are going mental. But yeah, they watched the Collar Malice fan disc before the trailer before playing the game, and goodness sake, sorry guys, I just gotta yeah, no, so they found out who the culprit behind everything was before they played the game. And that's the sort of thing you have to expect if you're watching the fan disc trailer before the main game, you know? So I'm like, oops, that would have been better as a secret. Yeah, that's the thing, Shelly. I hate spoilers. When I see a spoiler CG, it actually, like, it takes me a while for me to play that game because I keep on thinking about it and it really bothers me. You swing them in game 2, like, I had already uncovered the truth, so it just confirmed me, but yeah, not a good idea. That's the thing. Surprise Pikachu meme! But, yeah, and another one is, I was saying in my server, Limbia Soiree, like, they literally throw in a late game Akaza, CG in there. It's, and I'm like, at the time when I watched it, I didn't really think about it, but after playing the game, I'm like, oh, they just added that casually. Oh, the Collar Malice anime? It really was an expectation versus reality situation. Oh, Rose Lover. Yeah, those are sometimes best avoided. I roll my eyes.
Fine. I'll make sure this stays our little secret.
Zaffa shoots me a grateful smile.
Much obliged. So, what are you going to call this line of clothes?
Probably something that has to do with roses. The Red Rose Collective, maybe.
That's such an unimaginative name, Araf.
Sounds nice to me.
It makes me think of Quentus. I want to say it, but I hold the lovesick words in. No desire to summon up those still tender thoughts and feelings towards him. Zaffa claps loudly, jolting me to attention.
Stop thinking about him. It's better to be distant with humans and receive their love from afar. I've always been that way and loved every moment of it. Maybe you can learn to love from afar and be content with that?
Maybe.
I don't bother to explain that there was a major difference, namely that I knew Quentus. I touched him. I'd even held him with my own 2 hands. Zaffa stands to his feet.
If that's all,
You can go.
it was lovely working with you, Bluebird. Is what I would say if I enjoyed any of this at all.
Oh my gosh. I smile.
Ever the charmer, Zephyr.
Instead of laughing, Zaffa pouts at me.
No point in trying if you're never charmed.
Pouting with that retort, Zaffa disappears through the door. I let out a sigh.
Well, now that it's done, I guess I can ask Roman what he thinks.
I thought I'd be able to find more fics for a pairing that only shows up in the second book, Bella. Oh no! I think it's best to, like, avoid fanfics until you're done, because otherwise, like, you'll come across so many things. It's true, Fancy. It's so true. Roman, after all, is the one who's supposed to check out the collection for selling purpose.
Speak of the devil and I appear.
I look towards the doorway and there he stands, looking as cool as a server room. I didn't even hear it open.
Hey, Roman.
He smiles warmly, but I don't return the expression, instead picking invisible lint off of one of the mannequin outfits.
How have you been?
I say nothing in return. It's petty, but I can't help but still feel annoyance at Roman for getting between me and Quentis. Roman draws closer, his steps stopping as his eyes light on the returned gifts from Quentis. He winces slightly.
I know you must be upset with me, but I wouldn't have made the decisions I made if not for it being the best decision for the two of you.
I shut my eyes.
What is it that you want from me now, then? Haven't you done enough?
I just wanted to offer you an opportunity.
I want to be strong and cover my ears, but my curiosity won't let me at least hear what he has to say.
I'm listening.
Well, remember when I told you about opening a shop? I actually have a family friend who's done just that. If you agreed, you could be her apprentice. She would love to teach you what she knows about design.
I don't know whether to see this as a good thing or whether it's his way of, like, getting her away from Quentis. Like... Fancy. Oh, dear. Embrace pettiness. Like someone being myself big, my hero plot point because I was reading fancy. Roman voice is so good though. I'm curious about his route if he has it. Yeah, it's in this. I think it's in the second chronicle. Or was it the third? I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're... Yeah, I guess you may as well stop. You can always take a break and then start reading the second 3 later. I can't help myself. I look at Roman wide-eyed. That kind of opportunity. Even I have to admit that it sounds like a dream.
She'll provide you with a new apartment all of your own. You'll be paid wages, though how will be a little on the less than legal side. Still, you'll be compensated and still free to do as you like with your life.
The questions come to me in a flood.
Who is this family friend? And where will I live? What brand does your friend work for? Is your friend human?
Roman chuckles at the barrage of questions.
Her name is Tabitha. She works for a brand called, Violet Blue? Fish Tuna
Fish
Blue?
tuna blue.
It's something blue,
Fish
that's for certain.
tuna what? My eyes widen.
Does she work for a company called Vistelia Blue?
Yes, that's it. How do you know?
When they built their office space, my former master, Lenthes, was commissioned by them to weave some throws and decorative tapestries for the various offices in the building.
Oh, so it's third chronicle. Okay.
I would love to become an apprentice for Tabitha.
Good. Think she'd love to see your pieces as they are now. And not just because I know her. I think these clothes are great. And I'm sure she'd be blown away.
That's so
I trail off for a moment.
But Roman, aren't Vistelia Blue's offices off-world? Like, on Earth or something?
Roman nods.
How will I know what will happen to Quentis if I go so far away? It's not like I can just return to this planet at any time.
I trail off at Roman's serious expression.
Rev, that's none of your concern. Not anymore. The thing you should be focusing on the most is your future. This is a special opportunity, and not one I can guarantee you'll ever be offered again.
I see.
Oh. My throat suddenly feels as if it's clogged with dust. I know it's not since I take my maintenance very carefully, but for a moment I cannot speak.
I will consider it seriously.
Roman reaches out, touching my shoulder gently.
Good.
I smile up at him tentatively.
Thank you, Roman. It's hard to be away from Quentis. I won't lie. But I can at least appreciate that you're making the decision you think is best for Quentis. As for me, I just wanted to be able to support him as best I could. If that's no longer possible, then I may as well consider other options.
Is it bad, Kennedy, that I feel like because I haven't had the time to properly get to know Quentis, it's hard to pick love. I'm kind of like, just you'll find someone else. Like, I know that sounds really bad, but... Roman listens attentively, his expression still as he waits for me to continue. I keep the thought though. And also I'm not in love with Quintus as I'm not Arav. So obviously I'm logically thinking like, Korea is probably the more logical and good move. If only he would let me apologize to him. I shake my head.
Never mind. Thank you for everything. When's your next visit? I'll let you know my decision by then.
I'll be back in about 2 weeks.
Nodding, I look him directly in the face.
Good. I'll have my answer for you then.
Ooh, you do, Shelley? Okay, I'm looking forward to the bad ending then. Smiling at me, Roman reaches out to shake my hand. I stare at it for a long moment before shaking it weakly. Is this the right choice? I can only hope the answer is yes.
I'll schedule a diagnostic with Klaus, so we can make sure all your drivers are up to date and everything's looking good on your end.
Okay.
As if he knows my decision, Roman touches my shoulder in thanks before making his exit. I look around the room at my progress and can practically hear Lenthus's voice. You've come so far from weaving tapestries, haven't you, Arav? Reality. Yeah, I'm curious what ending it will be too, Hika. I think I picked the right choices, but then like I always think that and get the bad end, so. Yeah, I was thinking about that regarding age too, and I was also curious how they, like, what they do with Quintus. Like, do they replace the human parts? Yeah, I don't really know how it works.
I certainly have, Father. I certainly have.
Unable to think of what to do in the meantime, I find myself in the library. Zafir is nowhere to be found, but a familiar face joins me anyway, as if the universe somehow knows that I'm not in the mood to be alone right now.
Hey, Arav. So nice to see you here.
Thank you, Diego.
What are you doing?
I lift my hand from the monitor to show him the screen.
Reading up on a fashion design house called Vistelia Blue. I might work for them, so I was curious about their company.
Anything in particular catch your eye?
I nod as Diego takes the seat at the table, crossing one leg over the other.
They've been in business for over 100 years, and their creative director is named Tabitha Torkin. Roman said she'd take me on as her apprentice, which most likely means she'll be as eccentric as her designs.
Yeah. Oh, so Klaus is an option. Okay, I'm glad to hear that, because when he appeared, I was like, ah!
Huh. Seems you can't stop being drawn in by eccentric personalities.
I tilt my head in confusion.
First, the guy who calls himself a nightmare prince. And now this Tabitha person.
Despite myself, I smile.
I guess so.
In any case, how are you doing?
I tilt my head at him curiously.
In regards to...
Quintus, of course. You haven't spoken to him in...
I know how many days, thank you.
I look down at my hands, gingerly removing them from the library's research interface.
I tried to reach out so many times, but it's like my requests are denied. I haven't heard a single ping back from him. I even left him a message in our virtual space, but he didn't respond. But he didn't respond.
You want Roman to... Roman is... I mean, they're all really attractive in, like, their own different ways.
Is that so?
It's so. I ended up just deleting the room from my hard drive. It was too painful to know that I could access the plugin anytime, and it'd just be an empty space on the other side.
So, how are you faring?
I'm fine, I think. I try not to think about him, but it's hard. To know that he's here and yet so far away. It hurts in a way I can't really explain.
Diego nods along with me understandingly.
Ah, I see. Are you trying to move on then?
Yes.
I answer quickly.
Because I have no other choice.
Diego hems and haws for a moment.
Well, I don't know about that. What if I told you that I had a message from your prince in Shining Cybernetics?
I'd call you a liar.
Thankfully, I'm not.
Diego draws closer to me.
Victor asked me to give this to you.
I stare at him bewildered as he holds out a small velvety box.
What? What is it?
A message, I believe. Victor didn't explain much, but he did tell me that at least.
My eyebrow lifts at him.
Why didn't Victor give this to me himself?
Because I didn't want to hear your endless questions.
Behind me, I hadn't even noticed the android come in.
And because Diego is very much my second-hand man. Unlike that lazybones Zafir, I can actually depend on him to make sure the work I've requested will be done on my timetable, and not his own.
I take the box, wondering how to unlock the message there within. Opening it, I can see a small coin-like object inside.
I do not wish to go behind Master Roman's back, but as I said before, even I can see that this separation is not good for young Master Quintus. I may not support going behind the Master's back, but I do support the two of you at least getting some closure.
Diego interrupts my stunned silence with a quiet chuckle.
And here you thought I was a liar.
I take it back.
For a moment, I'm excited, but then a less positive emotion takes its place. Doubt.
I've been reaching out to Quintus for weeks. Why would he want to talk to me now?
Victor looks me directly in the face.
I would watch the message. It ought to answer any questions you have, if I know Quintus well.
I nod slowly.
I see. Then in that case, I'll think about doing that.
It's petty of me to say so, but a part of me doesn't want to open my heart to Quintus so easily. At the same time, I want to speak to him. As much as I found Zafir's complaining entertaining, I've missed the peace between us. I've missed him. In reality, I know I'm decided. I will watch the message in part because of my curiosity, and in part because I want to know what he has to say. I shut the case.
Excuse me.
Diego steps aside as Victor eyes me with a still expression. Neither of them speak as I go back to my room. As soon as I'm alone, I press the center of the coin, then place it on the ground. It beeps quietly, then begins broadcasting. Oh, okay.
Hi, Arev. If you're watching this, then that means you're willing to hear what I have to say. Thank you for that. I watched your message in our virtual space, and I want to say that I'm sorry for giving you the silent treatment. It was immature and stupid, but I was just so hurt that I wanted to be left alone.
The holographic Quintus drops his gaze.
You know why I call myself the Nightmare Prince? It was because when I was a kid, after I became what I am, my teacher asked my classmates to befriend me. I guess she wanted me to feel normal. It was fine until one of my so-called friends told me that my face looked like something out of a nightmare.
Oh my god.
I never forgot it. I know I struggle with accepting myself, but you've always been there for me. You've always accepted me, and based on that alone, I shouldn't have shut you out. So I'll just put it out there, Arev. I want to see you again. Face to face. So if you want to, and only if you want to, talk to me. Then I'll be waiting in my room for your answer. Roman won't be happy, but that's what keeping secrets is for, right?
I know, right, Kennedy? He smiles sadly.
Stop recording.
The hologram disappears, leaving me alone in the room.
Oh, Quintus.
I stare at my door silently. I want to see him right now, but Roman's words haunt me. If I have to be the adult here, then so be it, but this can't go on.
Maybe Roman is right. Maybe it's for our own good that we're separated. If Quintus wants to resume his life as a human, who am I to stand in his way?
But he wants to see me.
Quintus can't love an android, but
I look at my finished tapestry of Quintus's poem.
I should end it. I should at least give him the tapestry.
Then again, he did return the things I gave him. Would he even want them back? I want to see you. My thoughts say no, but my heart core says yes. I know, right, Shelley? Kids are so mean though. I start to my room door, and as soon as I do,
Oh, Dr. Champion.
Oh,
Please,
he is
call me
so
Klaus.
cute.
I'm here for your diagnostic.
My diagnostic?
Quite right. The one ordered by Roman Price?
He wheels in a cart of tools and stops as something seems to dawn on him.
Unless, is this a bad time?
I suppose Quintus can wait. It's not as though Roman will be back anytime soon. I have at least a few more days. Oh, what's this gonna be? I'm so worried.
No. This is a fine time.
This is where he's like asked to remove a memory or something. I take a seat on my bed as Klaus finishes rolling his cart to my bedside.
I'm going to have you lie back. If you could please enter safe mode for just a moment while I scan you.
Got it.
I lie back on the bed, closing any unhelpful thought channels. Klaus scans me carefully, the wand in his hand broad and white as he goes.
Ah, you have a bit of a loose screw in the crook of your right elbow. I can take care of that right away.
I merely nod, having already shut off my audio channels. He drills carefully as he removes my arm, cleaning the dust out of the crook of my arm.
This is much cleaner than I expected. You must take your regular maintenance seriously. Your crevices are clean as Victor's.
As he cleans and oils the joints on the end of my forearm, Klaus looks at me with a mild smile.
So, how's it been going since the last time I saw you?
I blink at him, unable to respond.
Oh, right. Sorry, your audio regulators aren't enabled in safe mode. In that case, if it's going well, blink once. If it's going badly, blink twice.
I keep my eyes open, unsure of what I would consider our relationship to be exactly.
Is it complicated then? You can blink 3 times for that, if so.
I blink 3 times. I'm pretty sure that caring for someone who you can't count is as complicated.
Ah, I see. Complicated is the norm with things of love, is it not?
I know, right, Rose Lover? Unhelpful thought processes. Ugh. Yes, Shelley, they make me giggle. He pauses as if waiting for my reply, so I blink once. Nodding in affirmation, Klaus reattaches my arm, interlocking the joints and screwing them in tightly.
Okay, you're good to go.
Thank you.
I sit up from my bed as I look at him.
What is it?
I burned my strawberry crumble last night. It's no matter, but I can't help but wonder why.
You're thinking about strawberry crumble during our diagnostic?
Yes,
He puts his hand to his head in a brief salute.
it doesn't impact my abilities at all, I promise.
Never had strawberry crumble. That's an enjoy. I've had apple crumble, apple and blackcurrant crumble, cherry crumble, rhubarb crumble, but I've never had strawberry crumble. He lowers his hand as I stare at him speechlessly. He doesn't seem to notice, instead continuing on as if I haven't spoken at all.
So, complicated, you say. Why? What's going on?
Can we trust him? I'm gonna save. Obviously. I know, right? I'm thinking about strawberry crumble now. Oh, what a nightmare. I'd say tell him nothing, but I want to tell him everything.
Quintus and I don't have a future. Not realistically. And even though I really care about him, if I stay with him, it could impact how others view him.
And that's a bad thing?
Yes.
Are those the only choices?
I know, right, Kennedy? He bakes. How cute. Peach crumble sounds amazing too.
Yes, Klaus.
Well, it's a shame then.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that you can't do anything about it, isn't it? I mean, unless of course you were an android without a proof of purchase. Why, if you were, then you'd be able to live freely anywhere you'd like, and no one would know the wiser.
I stare at him wide-eyed.
Dr. Champion, are you telling me to run away?
I'm telling you that you have options. Perhaps you can convince this Quintus fellow to run away with you. Eloping is quite common in some places after all.
Oh my god.
I couldn't.
Why not?
Because if I asked him to run away with me and he agreed, he'd be leaving behind everything he's ever known. Roman, Victor, this mansion, he's never left before. How is he supposed to adjust?
With therapy and time.
Besides, I have my life to think about too. Roman secured an apprenticeship with a famous fashion designer. If I ran away, I'd never get that chance again.
Klaus considers.
That sounds more like a weighing of pros and cons than a definite reason to say no. If Quintus chooses to go with you, then that is his choice. Everyone deserves the right to choose their future.
What gave it away?
Klaus, listen to me!
I am listening to you, Arev. I just want you to know that part of being alive is making choices. You don't have to just let things happen to you. You can take the mantle into your own hands. Be the main character in your own life.
I open my mouth and close it. Klaus takes the opportunity to speak.
If you don't like the paths in front of you, make your own. Your choices may not be as limited as you believe.
He takes my hand, patting it lightly.
I believe in you, Arev. So, choose well.
He lets go of my hand. Ika! He seems so serious, but like he's got clearly a romantic side to him.
Now, if you would, I have a favor to ask.
Unsure of what to say or think, I simply nod slowly.
What would you like me to do for you?
He looks sheepish for a moment.
Can you walk me to the front door? I get quite lost when I walk these halls.
I can't help but smile.
Sure thing, Doctor.
All right then. Lead the way.
Sounds very sus to me. I stand in the garden, the sun having set long ago. Klaus's words, said only the day before, lie heavily on my mind and heart core. I shut my eyes against the wind. Here the flowers are beautiful as usual, the open buds vibrant against the garden's high walls.
I have choices.
I try to think of what all of them are, but brainstorming isn't exactly my strong suit, if it's not of the artistic variety.
I could follow Roman's suggestion and work for Vistelia Blue. I could defy Roman's orders and stay by Quintus's side. I could run away on my own, or...
I look down at my hands.
Or if he would have me, run away with Quintus.
I speak the words quietly, but they feel like a crime. Even so, I can't delay anymore. I steel myself, slapping my cheek sharply.
It's time to speak with Quintus.
Oh, moment of truth, is it? The halls are dark as I walk up to Quintus's door, legs stiff in spite of yesterday's smooth diagnostic. I wait to touch the pad and open the door. I press my hand against it gently. The panels turning green before it slides open, right in front of me. Oh, what did I miss? When I enter, Quintus is lying on his bed, eyes shut. Of course he is. Cute. I approach the bed steadily, taking the chair from his desk and pulling it to the edge of his bedside. I know, right? So many choices, I'd need to use decision dice. I wonder, how long did you wait up for me before falling asleep? The bags under his eyelids give me the answer. I reach out tenderly to stroke his cheek, then pull my hand away. Do I still have the right to be so close to him? He sleeps steadily as I watch over him, resting my elbow carefully on the bed as not to disturb him. His eyes jolt open anyway as he looks at me.
Arev, you came.
I did, Quintus. I received your message.
He sits up.
Thank you for coming.
He cups my cheek easily with none of the hesitation I'd had before.
I'm sorry to make you wait. I thought you didn't really care about me. I thought...
Hush, it's okay. I watched your message. Are you okay?
I am. But... really, listen to me. I'd like to say that I'm sorry.
I should be the one apologizing.
Quintus smiles at me warmly.
It's okay. I watched your message too.
We stand there for a moment, just gazing at each other.
I can't believe you're here with me again.
He looks down, but I lift his chin, then cup his cheek gently.
I wasn't done looking.
His face turns hot against my fingertips.
Arev,
I pull away.
Sorry, am I too close? I just wanted to measure your proportions one more time before I go.
Quintus's eyes widen.
Go? Go where?
I came to say goodbye to you, Quintus. Roman's got a job waiting for me at Vistelia Blue, but it's off-world and we won't be able to be together anymore. It's for the best.
I don't want to be parted from you, Arev. Not today, not tomorrow, and not yesterday.
If you become human, then you know it's not possible.
That's if.
I stare at him, unsure of what to say.
You haven't decided yet?
Quintus shakes his head.
I want to, but if the exchange is you, I don't know. It feels like those are my only options. I can choose you, or I can choose my family, my future.
It sounded like it, didn't it, Kennedy? I open my mouth and close it as he steps back to give me space. What do I want to do? Klaus's words roll around in my mind as I process my thoughts. It's interrupted by the sound of Quintus's murmuring.
I wish we could just walk away from all of this. I wish it was just you and me and nothing else mattered.
My heart starts to hum in my chest.
But what about the procedure? Don't you want to be human again?
Quintus takes a deep breath, then sighs.
I don't know. I thought I wanted it, but I don't want to risk death just to get my parents' approval. I thought I did, but whenever I think about it, I just feel...
I feel like if he does the procedure, he would just kind of be forced into it, whether he likes it or not. He trails off, but I smile at him encouragingly.
What do you feel, Quintus?
All I feel is dread. I don't want to sacrifice everything with the possibility that it'll all be for nothing. I care about my parents, and unlike Roman, I don't think that I'll ever hate them. But I have to look at them realistically. They don't love me, Arev.
Oh.
I've been in this body longer than I've been a human at this point, and honestly, I think I'm more okay with that than I thought I'd be.
Yeah, it's, what is it, 45% chance of success? Like, that's not even half.
Ever since I've seen the data of the procedure, ever since I've gotten closer to you, even, I've been thinking about that question you asked me. You said, if you're a nightmare because you're barely human, then what am I? Back then, I thought that we were different, but if I can see you as real, even with the heart of a machine, then maybe I can accept that being a machine doesn't make me less. If my parents can't see that, then maybe I don't want anything to do with them.
Oh, hey, Adabani, welcome. Glad you're able to make it. Oh, we finally get a cute CG. I was waiting for this moment. It was worth the whole wait. Like, oh my god. It took so long to get to this point. Cute. He pulls me into his arms, hugging me tightly.
Thank you for that, Arev. There's a part of me that's still afraid to accept that part of myself, but I will try my best. Not for you or for them, but for me.
I shut my eyes, feeling secure as I lean into his arms. I murmur the thought quietly.
Quintus, what if we did?
You did come at the right time, Adam Bunny. You could have missed this.
Did what?
Walked away. Made our own life out there without anything to stop us.
To my surprise, Quintus pulls back and shuts his eyes, considering.
I would need to say goodbye to Roman. He'll worry if I don't.
And Victor, too.
Quintus nods slowly before worry enters his gaze as he stares into my eyes. worth it.
How will we support ourselves?
Well, we don't have to do it alone. Roman said he wouldn't support us if you were going to become human again. But if you aren't, then maybe we can ask for his support.
Quentin wants to procedure to become human, he should be able to, but only if it's for himself. Yeah, no, I totally agree, Hika. It shouldn't be because otherwise his parents won't love him or because otherwise this. And yeah, as Rose Lover said, you skip the very angsty, uncomfortable part of this route.
That's true. Maybe I can get a job.
I lift my eyebrow. Oh my gosh, she's so sassy. I love it. He grins at me cheekily.
I could do a work from home job.
I laugh, pressing my forehead against his.
I believe that we can make it, Quintus. I won't pretend I'm not nervous, but I know that we can do it. As long as we're together.
Quintus nods in agreement.
It'll be perfect. Neither of us eats, so we don't have to worry about food.
And I can make us clothing, so we don't have to worry about that. But before we do any of this, there's something I'd like to say to you, Quintus.
He pulls away, looking me in the face seriously.
I'm ready.
I love you.
Oh, finally!
I was afraid to say it before because, even now, I wonder if my love matches up to yours, but I told Diego once that I wanted the kind of love where I'd never be thrown away. But Quintus, you've given me more than that. You care about who I am as a person, and you supported my dreams.
Happy birthday, Asia! Welcome to the stream. How's it been, your birthday so far? The bunny, to be fair, I totally get what you mean.
So I want to tell you how I feel about you. How I feel about someone who, for so long, I was afraid to analyze my feelings towards.
Quintus stares at me speechlessly, so I rub my neck awkwardly, unsure of what to say next. I look down sheepishly.
I'm sorry, was that too...
Before I can even finish, Quintus pulls me in his arms.
Don't apologize.
He pulls away and tenderly presses his lips to mine in earnest, the touch of his lips surprisingly gentle. As he pulls away, he lifts his hand to cup my cheeks, his voice quiet.
You know, I once thought that I was incapable of being loved.
Oh, you got your hair done. Nice.
So, thank you, Aref. Thank you for loving me.
Oh, you can see his little blush. That's so cute. I smile at him, then pull away to stand.
I have something to give you. Follow me?
Quintus nods, standing with me. He intertwines his fingers with mine.
Anywhere.
I bring him to my room, where the finished tapestry lies still attached to the loom.
Shut your eyes.
He closes them dutifully as I lead him to the loom.
Okay, open them now.
His eyelids flutter open as he looks at the piece there.
You made a tapestry of my sonnet?
I nod slowly.
I did, yes.
It's...
He sputters.
You're really wonderful. You know that?
He falls silent for a moment, then looks me in the eyes.
Do you remember the sonnet I wrote? The one that was incomplete?
I nod once.
The final couplet was missing.
Well, I actually did have an ending. I was just too afraid to share it with you. I'd like you to hear it, if you're willing to listen.
Oh, he's so adorable.
A living ghost in the machine am I. She fills my world with color, care, and light. Though unseen, like a cloud hidden by sky, to be without her was truly a fright. I never thought that I would see her face, nor would she ever lay her eyes on mine. We grew together, roses in a vase, and soon our thoughts would start to intertwine. She was a round pearl, her smiles were gems. A treasured soul who outshined all the rest. Perfect were her neat stitches and her hems. Tapestries she wove were nothing but the best.
He pauses, then swallows.
May my lips confess, lest my heart be clean. A love of mine, yet it remains unseen.
Oh, so adorable.
Quintus.
Oh, and he's blushing when he said it, looking all like Tsun. Ah.
Perhaps it's cowardly of me to say so after you've expressed your own affections, but I'm not one for taking uncalculated leaps. So let me be brave just this once and take this one. I'm in love with you too. I love you, and I would never throw you away.
He embraces me as I stand, frozen by the sound of words I have wanted to hear. Perhaps my whole life as a rogue. Feeling my stiff body, Quintus pulls away slightly.
I'm sorry if I keep touching you. It's just that I haven't touched another person in so long.
I soften, wrapping my arms back around him.
Quintus, stop apologizing. I can't say I'm any different. Having you here with me is a dream.
He laughs quietly, and I know that I will never ever wake up. There's a buzz from the holophone mounted on my wall, so I press the center in earnest. I wonder who could be calling at this hour. I still have to submit my designs to the local boutique I work for, so this must be in the future because I don't recognize this place at all. It's it looks like really expensive though, with like a cream sofa and like these lights that look all fancy. It's under the table since they can't openly hire a salaried android, but it is my hope that as more and more of us awaken, things will change.
Hello?
I can't believe that I'm saying this, but you were correct.
Hello to you too, Victor. Anyway, about what exactly?
Young Master Quintus seems to be much happier these days. I'm sure your presence has attributed to that vastly. But mostly, I am surprised at the effect of therapy on the human mind. At this rate, he'll be ready to move out of House Price and join you in no time.
I lift an eyebrow.
You know, you don't have to call him Young Master anymore.
Yet I choose to.
And anyway, having Quintus go into therapy was his own idea, Victor.
Is that so? He seems to believe that it was by your encouragement that he took said advice. Still,
He smiles thinly.
I do appreciate you trying to give him credit. In any case, I am here to express my gratitude and to say, no matter what you choose, I will follow your directives if they will continue to make Quintus happy.
I smile, touched.
I'll keep that in mind.
Excellent. Goodbye.
He hangs up just as there's a knock on my door.
I must be popular today. Come in.
The door opens to reveal my two favorite people.
Roman, Quintus, you've come to visit.
Oh!
Couldn't drop by without a housewarming gift, now could I?
It's very sweet that you're glad you didn't miss this, because obviously to me I'm like, oh, it's just like every other stream. I'm sure no one really cares. And we managed, I'm guessing this is the good ending, so I'm glad I managed to do that. It would be so sad if we went down the bad ending. Quintus takes his mask off. I know he feels more secure outside of his house with it on, but one day he'll reveal his face to the world, and I'll be there to see it. There is affection in his eyes as he approaches me, pulling me into a warm embrace. He pulls back to press a brief kiss to my lips. I'm still not used to this kind of physical affection, but I can't say I don't like it. In fact, each time he holds me, I start to crave his touch more and more.
Hello, RF. I've missed you.
What? Clearly I've played so many otome games, I'm like, I think that's the correct option. Yeah, Roman was my favorite, but I think... Oh, you like Quintus now? All right. I'll be almost done, don't worry. I forgot that my boyfriend has to wake up early tomorrow. But fortunately we're at the end, so we stand there gazing at each other. That is until Roman clears his throat loudly.
Alrighty then. As much as I love being the third wheel, I just wanted to drop off some great news.
What is it?
Vistalia Blue's opening a local shop, and they asked me to let you know that they're looking for a creative director. If you still wanted to work for them, the door's open again.
Ooh. I grin so widely that it feels as if my face will break into two. A chance at a career I'd love, and the man and machine I love by my side.
I don't think I could be happier to apply.
Quintus Root. Oh my god, I got the perfect ending! I didn't realize it was hard to get. Love in the Machine. And that is Quintus's ending. I'm so happy I was able to get through. Oh wow, we've got quite a few. Oh, is this like... Oh, okay, I get it. So it's probably like Quintus's bad ending and then Victor, I'm guessing. How exciting. Nice. Okay, and that's perfect timing because I do really need to leave. But yay, I managed to get a perfect ending. I'm so happy. I don't think I've actually ever finished a route. Oh, I have finished, I finished the... What's his name? One of the routes in Paradigm Paradox on stream. But this is the second one I've finished on stream. And this one was very long. So I'm kind of proud of myself. Normally I'm like, okay, I'm bored now. Next stream. But no, this time I'm quite happy. Oh my god, what is going on with my hair? I just didn't think I would. The thing is, normally this is when I would move on to the what you call it, the bad ending, but I don't want to leave it on a sad note. So I'm just gonna finish at the good ending and then do the bad ending in my own time. I hope you'll understand. But anyway, thank you guys for... Oh, Liz, you come right at the end. I'm so sorry, I'm about to leave. But thank you for popping by. That's really sweet, and hopefully you can make my next stream, which will be tomorrow and Sunday. But anyway, thank you guys for coming along. It was lots of fun. I'm very happy that I managed to get the perfect ending, and hopefully I will see you all another time. Bye!